Vigilante Williamson here with the 10th episode of The Brave and the Bold. And starting off in this Royal Rumble, we have the main man, Jake D.
V-Dub, how are you, my man? It is good to be here on another episode of The Brave and the Bold, my friend. I had all kinds of fun last night on the cocktail lounge, but I definitely reserve The Brave and the Bold as a sober stream.
Okay. Maybe you won't want to be when we get to some of the subjects we have to talk about.
Oh, boy.
None other than the main man. So if you know him, you love him. Hopefully you sub to him. We're trying to have him beat Nina Infinity's record of most subs without a video. But Fimmer the Ice Wolf.
Greetings to you all. It's always fun to be here in these videos, V-Dub, especially with the great Jake D. Hoping Lord Thought makes it too. He's always fun.
Yeah. Usually he has dinner around this time. Sometimes he may make it late though. So if he shows up late, that would be dope.
Yeah, who knows? Now let's speak about the bullshit of identity politics and the X-Men.
Yeah. We will have a palate cleanser right after the X. I'm trying to think of how to do the stories, but golly, this X-Men stuff, and there's some other just woke stuff. Like, what usually happens is I'm finding stories, and then you get on like one of these sites. In this case, Bounding in the Comics, and you say, "Oh my god, this and this and this and this." So I don't know if we're gonna get to everything, but there's a lot of craziness in this world. Real quick, let's see what's going on with the chat. Hell, Godzillionaire. I wish I was as rich as a Godzillionaire.
Dude, I love that avatar.
Culture Casino says boobies.
Ooh, boobies.
I think boobies are going to be outlawed pretty soon. We're going to talk about.
I don't want to live in a world without those. Who wants to live in a world? We're going to talk a little
Space Jam too, because they're anti-boobies as well.
Yeah,
we got to get to that. That'll be right after the X-Men, and then I'll get a palate cleanser, and then we'll get back into the garbage.
No, red shirt. The red shirt.
Red shirt. The red shirt. He's not just another red shirt. He's trying to say that to get you off his trail, so you don't know he's the red shirt.
Weirdly, the red shirts are always the first ones to die in Star Trek.
Yeah, but not the red shirt. X-Mixin. That's what it looks like, Godzillionaire. That's what it looks like. Hell, Perry Head. Hell. I see everyone saying hi to one another. And I know a lot of you guys were here just a couple hours ago. I did a stream just to kind of, I don't know, the state of the Vigilante Williamson channel stream. Kind of just let you know where my head's at.
So you're definitively going to become a supervillain now? Is that the plan?
No, but I'll tell you who my supervillain is. It's the establishment. Let's be honest.
We're all supervillains in their eyes.
In all their forms, but and this is a Movie Web, and this is not. I don't know who Movie Web is. I think they're kind of like a neutral, regular, normie blog. But even they can notice X-Men is not the title of MCU's first mutant movie. And quick before we get going too far, Michigan Man Ironcaster has showed up.
Ironcaster.
Finally on this one. I was wondering when you're going to show up.
You come regular yourself the past few weeks, Ironcaster. I appreciate you showing up.
Oh, I'm just glad to finally get into getting some streaming done.
Absolutely, man. One of these days, we're going to have to teach you how to upload an icon there.
Hey.
That's just a bit works. I mean, it's like you're naked in front of us all with that one.
Oh, I mean, I thought we were saving that for after hours.
Yeah.
Well, it's after hours somewhere.
Depends. People say it's always happy hours somewhere, but let's be honest, it's not true. Okay, now let's jump into this one. Can I start, V-Dub?
You know what? Yeah, real quick, the elites are trying to protect you from yourself, VW, and I think that's the only kind of worth it. If you want to start, if you want to go ahead, lead us off, Fimmer. What do you think about the mutants instead of the X-Men?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to try to be politically correct on this one. In the beginning, Stan Lee, when creating the X-Men, he actually had the idea to call the team the Mutants, but Marvel was against it because no one knew what a fucking mutant was. So came the idea for X-Men. He flipped a coin. Literally, that's what he said. He flipped a coin. Came heads, he went with X-Men. and it became a sensation. The name was great. The characters with time were great. They had numerous versions of themselves and were always loved. The idea of mutants versus humanity in the quest for peace was great. I mean, the modern interpretations were pretty much shit and awful without imagination, but it was a great set of characters, great stories, great action, great everything. They pretty much created a great part of the Marvel universe with the Fantastic Four. Not a lie. But this is not a good move in any way. And we're talking company-wise. Disney is being stupid because everyone knows who the X-Men are. They know their name. They can bring in a lot of more fans. This is not good. Look, Disney is fucking stupid now. I mean, have you seen the recent Star Wars crap with a rock?
We'll cover that. We'll get to that if
I mean, that is half of the reason why I'm pissed off today. And there's a crazy story behind that, but let's leave it for later. But seriously, this is a bad move in Disney's position. And Feige, he can try to pass it off, maybe use this whole story about Stanley's original name like I didn't lie, that this is in his honor about his original idea or something. But deep down, he's trying to be woke because let's be honest, Feige is woke. The only difference is that he's smart enough to put money above wokeness for a specific long period of time. But now that he has insane amounts of money, he probably won't care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's face it. The decision not to use the term X-Men is 100% based on political correctness and nothing else. That's absolutely what's behind the decision. Now, look, do I take any kind of great offense to them being called the mutants? I mean, I guess not, but it also does make me wonder, is Professor X not a part of this continuity? Okay, because the X and the X-Men was always about Xavier and the X gene. It had a dual meaning, right? It was the X gene and it was Professor X, and that's where the X, it's where the X came from. Yeah, the double X-Men. I mean, you know, I mean, if hey, not that I would object to it, but why not have a triple X-Men? That could work too.
Hey, get Axel Braun on it.
Get Axel Braun on it.
He's gonna have some great costumes for you.
Dude, that guy does do good costumes, man. For real.
Yeah, there is one.
So this is 100% about the use of the fucking word men, because you can't come up with a good substitute for men that's still going to sound catchy, right? So you're not going to call it the X people. You're not going to call it the X, you know.
And they wonder why they hate this. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, the comic book store I've been going on, when it opened back again after this whole quarantine crap, I went there. Most of the guys, we had a girl there for insanely a long time. Let's be honest, there's pretty much a whole cave filled with virgins and dudes, sweaty dudes.
Listen, you said it. You called a comic shop a cave full of virgins. I didn't say it. I didn't make that leap.
And sweaty dudes. I did not say just that. Not only virgins. Okay. All kinds of guys show up there. All kinds of guys show up there. When I mean virgins, I mean the minors. Okay. And
hopefully in this crazy world.
15 and shit. Okay, but the problem is, a girl walked in asking for a comic book. All the guys were pretty much freaked out and scared because, let's be honest, lately every time that someone of the opposite gender participates in any of this stuff, it always ends up being destroyed lately. So pretty much everyone was scared. Most of the guys either just left, did not speak, or just abandoned it. No one did any conversation. I myself was pretty freaked out because, well, let's see, the world we live in, one message on Twitter and you're fucked. Doesn't matter where. So they just gave her the comic book. No, we don't use Twitter, but a lot of people, let's be honest, they start one message offside the country, then a lot of asshole, self-righteous bastards show up. This does happen. You have to admit, Europe is a great example of this.
Yeah, very true.
Self-righteous people find a way to travel to anywhere except places that they would actually be killed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they just sold her the comic books and she was scared. No one wanted to talk to her. And she had I actually had a conversation with her, and she is actually a pretty good fan of comic books. I mean, her name's Irina, but she's a pretty good fan of the comic books. I mean, I was scared in the beginning, but she's our conversation. She's actually pretty
Text her instead of your ex.
Yes, that's the one you need to be texting, Fenrir.
There you go. If she's of age, I'm not trying to get you locked up. It's not to get Fenrir indicted.
We might need a little bit more information on that.
Sorry,
She is
she
is my age. Actually,
okay.
we
Then.
go district, but still.
Okay, Fenrir.
It sounds like a match
Good
made
for
in
you.
comic book heaven to me.
There you go. But
I'll
Enough.
meet you behind the long boxes.
there you go. There you go. There you go, Fenrir.
Have your match. Okay.
Real
Okay.
quick.
We were
I want
all
to just say
scared.
hi to my man Dope Stilo. He just said, "Hey, Dope Stilo, appreciate you being here." All right, go on, Fenrir. So you start talking to the girl.
We were all scared because of all this crap that's been going around. That if someone, mainly female or outsider, enters into our parameter of taste, they destroy it. But she is actually a good. Her father got her into X-Men from a young age. She really knows the mythos. She knows it just as good as I do, probably even more. She herself hates this concept of the mutants because she likes the term X-Men. She even gave me a good explanation that the X-Men defines the X-Men team, because not all mutants are on their side. If they say the mutants, then they're explicitly saying that every mutant is part of their team, while in itself it does not make sense because there's many teams like the Hellions, the Hellfire Club, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and so on that are not good people and not in league with the X-Men. So using this term does not.
Got zillionaire in the chat.
It's a very logical. Yeah, he's right. I saw that. I was going to let Fenrir finish. Fenrir's story is indeed more compelling than WandaVision. From what I heard about WandaVision, that sounded like a complete dud of an ending.
Okay. I mean, she's a fun person to talk to about comic books. She doesn't give a shit about politics, which really makes me feel bad because all the crap they're doing nowadays with comic books and destroying it for the male gaze is making everyone afraid to talk with a girl that might actually like the comic books. It's just dividing and actually ostracizing more of the people they want to put into this, when in reality there are already people that like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I keep talking about the damn girl who was into My Hero Academia when I was looking for mesh for this mask. There are tons of girls, and as Jake D mentioned that this is a completely identity politics decision, which he's correct. In this Movie Web article, says the idea behind calling their production The Mutants could also be about the lack of inclusivity in the X-Men. The X-Men that includes Storm, Jean Grey, Rogue, what the hell? Jubilee. She's not
Psylocke.
Yeah, the sexiest X-Men in my book.
Can't have that.
The Beast is technically blue, so I know he was a white guy. Emma Frost. Tons of women. More actually, most of the cool female characters come from the X-Men as far as Marvel, as far as I'm concerned. And then Bishop.
Literally,
we can go on and on.
Jean Grey is literally their most powerful member.
Yeah, and even though Black Panther is the most popular character, a lot of us were introduced as Black Panther as Storm's boyfriend / husband. You know what I mean? Back in the 90s.
They ain't together no more.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to get back together just for the nostalgia. But the idea that the X-Men aren't inclusive, hell, they also have a Holocaust survivor as a villain. But like their whole paradigm was a take on it. It was known that was a take on the MLK Malcolm X paradigm, even though I think they oversimplify it.
It was all superhero villain.
In all
Magneto,
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't even think he's a villain. He's
Magneto was the original comic villain whose motivations you understood and sympathized with, and you can see where he's coming from, why he was coming from there. And, the Brotherhood and the X-Men were set up as antagonistic to each other, but you completely get Magneto. And did the guy do some fucked up things? Hell yes, he did. Okay. But you always understood this guy's motivation. I mean, we talk a lot about in storytelling, the need for a powerful and excellent villain in any story, right? Whether you're talking about superheroes and comic books, whether you're talking about a crime thriller, whether you're talking about sci-fi, you must have a good villain. And Magneto is like the template for an excellent antagonist in so many stories. So well written and conceived.
Yeah, Ironcast said the greatest villain ever. I would have to concur. He's such a great villain. I don't even consider him a villain. I
Oh,
so
no.
sympathize with
No
what
one
he
sees
is.
him
It's
as a
like he's
villain.
just
He's
a guy.
In the Secret Wars event, Magneto was on the side of the heroes.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
original
Mhm.
Secret Wars. And
Was.
it was every other hero looked at him, looked at the other mutants, and said, no, they're villains. No, we're not working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magneto's a great
just
villain. The X-Men are great characters, and I do think they need the name the X-Men. You wouldn't call the
Exactly.
Justice League the group of heroes.
Exactly.
They're
The
the
mutants are just
Justice
too
League.
generic.
Yeah.
Look, the X-Men were all about the concept of racism and hate, but they also showed double standards into all of that. I mean, they had humans that were their enemies, the Puritans, the MRD, all the other organizations, blah, blah, blah. But they also had humans that were allies, humans that knew their kids were mutant but still loved them, humans that knew that this was not much of a difference between humans and mutants. In this modern interpretation, I fear they're not going to see that concept of the story. Just concentrate on every human is racist and hates mutants, and pretty much bet that a lot of the mutants that are going to be killed are going to be black too.
Of course. Or
Of course,
LGBTQ.
Let's be honest, they don't know how to fucking write modern good stories, especially ones that have to do with hate and acceptance like the X-Men used to do. I mean, if you grabbed a modern X-Men comic, they're literally showing the concept. If given enough power, the prey can become the predator. Because look at the modern X-Men. They're fucking predators against humanity.
Yeah, they're all villains, and Jean Grey is getting DP'd by Wolverine and Cyclops, who also play swords with each other when they're not DPing Jean Grey, which
She's
is
also
great.
doing it with what I'm getting from a modern. Apparently, she's also doing it with Torch.
Jesus.
Wait a minute, Fenrir. Are you slut shaming Jean Grey?
I'm slut shaming Jean Grey. Good God. She's going to be on a damn Maury show.
I mean, 4 fucking dudes. I mean, Torch, Wolverine, Cyclops, and it was only hinted.
Jean, 4.
And Logan, you are not the father.
Jean Grey, this is Jean Grey. I don't want Jean Grey going out like that. God damn. 4 dudes, she's getting DP'd. And I'm not to be gross, but she's already getting DP'd by Cyclops. Yeah, she's getting QP'd. Wait, you said Torch. Who was the other guy?
Torch. It was Torch.
Torch, Cyclops, Wolverine. Who's who for?
Well,
We're talking about
apparently,
Johnny Storm?
it's pretty hard to be 100% sure. It's hard to see to the dialogue, but I just really don't want to figure out who.
Okay, so she's just getting TP'd then. All right. She would have come in handy.
By everybody.
She would have come in handy at the start of this pandemic, man. I could use some TP.
Look, modern
Back
X-Men
then, dude.
comics.
She's getting
Modern X-Men comics are trying to liberate a lot of things like polygamy a lot. That's pretty weird because you don't see. It's pretty rare to find a character who's on a one dude girl relationship nowadays. It's either one dude, 2 girls, or 2 girls and 2 dudes and 1 girl, or 2 dudes and something. It's pretty weird how they're doing the relationships now of characters.
right. They did
The way they
thing
do
with
it shows
Star-Lord, didn't they?
Yeah, they turned him gay just to go on Chris Pratt's nerves.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he wasn't just gay. He was with a couple. He was with a husband and wife.
Bi?
He was bi. He was part of this throuple with the wife. So you're right about that polygamous angle. Everybody focused on the bi part, the gay part. We got about the polygamous angle. But go ahead.
Yeah, but seriously, this is.
Oh, Geek Apology. Why'd you do that? Geek Apology. Why'd you do that? 2 girls, 1 cup. Leave him alone.
Sake. All of you fuckers, stop doing this. I'm sick of this crap. Stop.
But you know what, Finra? I'm with you. I'm ducking Stevie Wonder jokes, and now you got to duck this. I'm sorry, man.
I'll
That's how it goes.
wait for the Wolverine version. 2 girls, 1 bub.
2 girls, 1 bub. Yeah.
Seriously, dude.
So is Cyclops the second girl in that example, Ironcaster? Because apparently that's the thing now, right?
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
50 dudes of great. Yeah, don't get on the man. She's taking down the patriarchy. Being DP'd is empowering. Social Justice League. Yeah, this is not
Oh my God! Look,
for the mutants, not the X-Men.
Look, there are parts of the world that actually have polygamous laws and accept this crap. And if people want to be happy, let them be fucking happy. It's not my fucking problem. But if they throw it on people's faces constantly, it's fucking annoying. And the way to depict these relationships that are gay or polygamous or anything else, depict them in subhuman kind of cultish ways. It's not like they're actual humans. It's like they're some kind of cult.
The whole social justice thing feels kind of cultish. Geek. I'm sorry. So you're ducking the shit. We're not ducking the shit. We're going head on into this SJW stuff. The whole thing is a cult, man. This mutants thing. Listen, I'm done with the MCU. I'm done with all of this stuff. I report on this stuff, but this is just ridiculous that you have to take X-Men out of the title. Who is actually offended? No one. No one's offended. This affects no one.
If you had any doubt, V-Dub, that the MCU is here, just go watch the last 2 episodes of WandaVision. The MCU is not only here, but the she is right up in your face. And they are not going to let you miss it, man. Now, was WandaVision overall as a series reasonably well done and mostly entertaining? Yes. Were expectations not met simply because fans put them so high? Yes. Does that make it not the MCU?
Not just fans.
Absolutely not, man. Dude, the biggest thing to know and understand about WandaVision is, despite being a pretty decent show overall, I mean, honestly, easily on par, if not better than, say, Mando. Okay, but this was the MCU. All right, well done doesn't matter. It's definitely still the MCU.
JD, don't forget. Now they have a woman that can literally alter reality at her whim. So literally, she is God. So yeah, the MCU.
Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to say hail to criticizable to craze. I think you're new here. Not sure if you came through, because I know a lot of people have followed me over from Fireball's channel. So shout out to Fireball. Shout out to people who follow me over from Comics Division channel as well.
I know I see Craze over at Culture Casino quite a bit.
Okay, cool. Could have been there. A lot of people follow me from there as well. They have to show their relationships as a fashion statement. Yeah, and the you is not you. Indeed, is not. And yeah, I'm with Citra Ditto. I'm not finishing WandaVision. The way you guys described it, it sounded like a complete mess of an ending. Just to clarify, what was it?
I'm at least happy they didn't do that whole. Look, I'm at least happy they didn't do that whole too much power cliche and then make the bad guy explode. I'm at least happy with that. But still, though, I think they could have done much better. Yeah, they literally have all the keys.
And I have no desire to go back.
Good for you.
I had to at least watch one episode to see what this show was all about, and it just didn't do enough to convince me to come back and keep watching.
I'm not gonna lie, WandaVision was entertaining, but just the end wasn't good for me. The moments weren't just that great. They could have done much better. I'm sorry. I know I'm asking, but they could have done it.
No, WandaVision was overrated. I'll talk a little bit about that before going to the next thing. And I guess you came over from Comics Division, so hell, appreciate you showing up. What is this? I guess you guys haven't heard about.
I don't know if you can say that or not, V-Dub.
I don't know. I know coding. I have not heard about that, actually.
We'll call it odd coding.
Yeah.
There you go.
Something coding. I'm not gonna say I have not heard about that at all.
It's as far as WandaVision, it's dog whistling for the LGBTQ community, essentially, roughly.
But I would even dispute that, even that is description, because it's dog whistling for a fictionalized version of the LGBTQ community.
Yes,
because everything these SJWs do are for a fictionalized version of whatever community that they're allied to. So
exactly.
So it's not even that definition.
It's rarely the community itself. It's usually the allies.
Look, exactly,
from-
because these communities, these people are human beings. They have other shit to worry about than if people do or do not like them on TV. They have to do with money, food, not getting killed on a daily basis, like every other person in the world.
It's basically a lot of.
Since your dildo says Joker has been gay from the beginning, I can see that. Honestly,
I actually could see that. Truthfully, I
really could.
I don't think
Read
that'd
those
be
original
crazy.
30s comics, even those 30s and 40 comics, he comes off pretty creepy.
I think
pretty-
Joker's batsexual.
I mean, look,
Come on, Bats. Just you and me to the end.
He's pinched Batman's ass. He's done a lot of things that shows you he's attracted to Batman. And yes, Geek's Apology, I will try to get you a link.
look at how he treats Harley. Literally a 1,000 out of 10, and how he hunts down Batman instead of hitting that.
Well, I mean, let me share this real quick. Well, I mean, the signs were there for a long time, and
I remember Arkham Asylum. He just randomly pinches Batman's ass with there's no reason behind it. He just pinches it. Like, what the hell? And yeah. So Pablo asked for a link, and I shall deliver.
Pablo's
So Pablo, you have a link. You are free to join. Yes, he wants Batman. He said that he loves him. There's definitely attraction. Yeah, Joker's a batsexual.
Yes.
So that because of that, only Jared Leto's Joker. and you know what? To add to that, George Clooney's Batman. So there you go. There's a couple made in heaven.
we live
In the Injustice universe, Joker and Harley had a kid. So what
Oh,
Ironcastle
yeah.
has for us.
But again, Joker doesn't know about her though. But the kid.
Is that hell? First off, Geek Apology has just joined us.
Hi,
Both for Pablo.
Pablo.
Hello! Wait. We got a high five.
What's up, everyone?
I tried.
Where's this?
Okay,
Dude.
Pablo. First of all, we didn't have our chat yesterday on Friday with Nick Weiser, so come on, bring up all your shit right here.
Okay, I did Progressive Park earlier. There I tried to get out a lot of the stupid crap that there is inside of WandaVision. Like, she going to meet Photon on the middle of the town, and Photon going, you're all right. You lost your imaginary family, so why don't you go away and fly free, you fucking twat?
Your gain's a little high, Pablo.
Oh, sorry.
Man,
Is
they
it better?
describe. I didn't see WandaVision, but when they told me that she was just let go after kidnapping a whole city
Yeah,
for
just
months and
Oh, it's cool. I would
torturing
have
them,
brought my mom back too. Get out of here, you silly goose.
and that the kids were hiding.
One
This
thing
sounds
is
like the most
necromancy. Okay, if
disturbing
you want
shit I've
to
ever heard
play
in my
with
life.
the corpse of your mother, who am I to tell? Okay, maybe
I mean,
go ahead. But the rest of the town was in this magical bubble where the kids were comatose in their beds, while the parents had to be mentally manipulated, physically manipulated, while their minds knew they were just in a jail inside their minds. And Photon goes, you're cool. What? Why?
That's unimaginable. And somebody said, I can't remember who said, well, you can make the argument Wanda's so powerful she can't engage. I'm like, fuck that. Batman will try to engage Darkseid. Doesn't matter if you're the most powerful. What that person did, she needs to be brought to justice.
You jump
gotta
into
try.
action. That is being a hero.
Yeah.
Captain America, you can see it from the get-go, from the first movie, from the first appearance. He has always jumped into battle because he's needed, not because he is strong, because he's needed. That's a hero.
exactly. He fears no evil, even if it's a greater power than him.
Because I'm
this is a-
trying to it all. If you know that song, that song is awesome.
What's the
Yeah,
name of that song? I swear to God, I've heard it before.
through the valley,
Summer.
and it was actually on the trailer of The Last of Us 2. The reason
Oh,
why
no.
I learned to play guitar, it was that trailer because that song. And no,
Really?
yeah, no, I feel a bit of shame about playing guitar because
Hey,
Look,
listen,
I
I've
would
been trying
rather-
to play guitar my whole life, still cannot play it. So congrats.
Hey, at
I
least
re-
you still fails because of a girl.
well, it was because of a video game girl. That's maybe worse.
Hey, they don't need to know all the details.
No, that way.
Hey, that's
Dude,
okay.
the details
Fenrir's very
If they
excited
didn't
about a
fuck
comic
up-
shop girl, so it's all good, man.
Yeah, the design was great. What they did with her was terrible.
I don't know if it's gonna work. I mean, I'm really not in the mood to get into another crazy relationship.
I
But she
understand
is
that.
pretty very attractive.
And
so
plus,
You just gotta get her the right
we don't
ring.
know this comic shop girl because we don't want. I don't want my man Fenrir dating a Jean Grey. You know what I mean? So we don't know this shop girl is. So let's not hitch him to a to a
Well, now
disaster.
hang on. Don't be judging V-Dub. I mean, maybe Fenrir's okay with a little DP with his Jean Grey. I don't know.
I don't know. I highly doubt that.
JB,
And
no fucking
criticize
way
with
in
the
hell.
craze.
No fucking way in hell.
No. So criticizable the craze is able to put names in the faces. Yeah, a lot of us are in the chats. And we have a new person joining us, none other than the one and only Slasher McSplitter, who the after party of this stream, we will be on his channel discussing bad wrestling gimmicks. Hey,
Hey, Slasher.
hey Slasher. You
Maybe
there?
we've got Slasher.
So,
Uh-oh. I
so
know he's
is
had
he
some
just
internet
quiet?
issues.
He got his sound
I
slasher.
think
I was hoping you'd
Think
say,
him-
next time I'll get you, Gadget.
I think the internet or the CIA may be claiming Slasher. Yeah,
Dude, the
oh, yeah, 'cause
the CIA's been after you, V-Dub, man. I've noticed
have.
this.
in
Want to
Ironcast,
hear
I didn't get to
something?
what you shared. What did you have shared? Because we were talking about the
Oh.
WandaVision. I didn't want to.
Want to hear something real creepy and real
Sure.
that is happening right now in the United States?
Uh-oh.
You are under a great firewall.
Oh, just more.
So
Boner.
basically, did you notice a month ago or so that your VPNs were not working properly?
You know,
It
I
was-
did have a weird thing with the VPN. Is this
Yeah,
what?
it
First
was
off,
countrywide. They did
I'm
that
doing-
on every single ISP level. They set up a firewall, and now every VPN passes through another VPN that is state level.
Oh,
So-
lovely.
so basically, they can go around a VPN to make it basically useless, so they can make sure they can track
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
I have the video of the guy. Yeah, sorry.
I just remember one more thing about Batman and Robin. Remember that they used to sleep together?
Oh yeah,
Same bed?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and real quick, because Ironcast is sharing this stuff. Are these panels original panels?
Yes.
Are these?
Yeah.
So
there-
these
there
are
is-
not been doctored
is
or edited.
One, there's the infamous issue of it's either Detective Comics or Batman, where it was just Joker talking about pulling the greatest boner of all time.
Great owner of our company. Holy shit!
Also,
So yeah, I know
also
there was a.
Oh,
What does he
Captain
mean, Bruce?
America saying to Iron Man that he needs a Steve Dick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what did boner mean in the time this panel was written? I mean, it's a
I guess like a caper or something like that.
Blunder.
But blunder.
Yeah,
Real
let's-
quick, we have ever growing panel.
I'm gonna
Pastor
regret
Staros
this.
has joined.
I'm gonna regret
Seriously,
this, but
hey,
I'm
man,
gonna
what's
Google boner.
Hell,
What?
Mando.
What did I just come into here?
That's what everybody who dates Jean Grey just said. What did I come into? But I don't know.
We are talking
is-
about Jean Grey and boners, and seems
We're
like
talking about
Jean Grey love
VPNs.
boners.
Okay, Jean Grey and
Jean
Boner.
Grey
That
getting
makes
smoothed
sense
out
in a
in the
really
hub.
disturbing way, but
Mando,
I mean,
you just
they
got
may have a
yourself
case-
into an ocean of crazy.
mean,
Mando,
What's
you
your
literally
face?
just got
You
yourself
Phoenix
into an
guy?
ocean of crazy shit. I mean, we're really
Yeah.
talking about Jean Grey getting hauled at by four guys. One who's a mystery to
And
us
we're
all.
making the case that Joker's been gay this whole time, and I think it's a compelling.
oh,
case.
okay, I see. How can he force you into? Okay, so back then he's okay. So boner is a word for stupid mistake. So he's
Yeah.
pretty much how can he force you into a mistake, into being stupid?
Okay, that's what I figured.
Okay.
Green Rat has an
Okay. We'll
article
go with
about
the actual legitimate definition, I guess.
No, actually, the real place where
Well,
you can
Joker
see,
is in love with Batman, but that's beside the point.
yeah, where you can see some of the Joker's mindset is whenever Batman refuses to kill him or refuses to be the counterpart to his Joker. He goes nuts saying that is basically the responsibility of Batman to be what he
JD.
wants to be. He needs Batman to snap to kill him because he loves the madness
They-
inside Batman.
I found a new panel that's coming out in next month's X-Men comic.
Uh-oh.
Let's see it.
I don't know if I should share it. I see what it is, and I'm not to cut you off. So this is what Jake D, and this is by Jean Grey's own. We're not shaming, but apparently this is the next panel of X-Men because of Jean Grey. Listen,
She was
has
not
to-
able to create clones, right? She only could project images.
It's missing one guy.
yeah,
It's
this is
missing
probably
one
too few.
guy.
There's not enough of them there. Is that the issue?
Not enough, apparently, with Jean Grey appetite. We're not shaming.
One. Yeah. My God, this is what comic books are today.
The safety is in the numbers, and she must feel really safe.
It's very safe. Very, very safe. And I think I'm losing pounds.
I'm seriously ignoring modern comics. I'm reading old Transformers UK comics. Thanks, Ironcaster, for the tips.
They're great, aren't they?
Hey,
Yeah, they're amazing.
If you want something new, Last Running. It is
The last one.
absolutely
I'm
amazing.
reading that for months.
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
reading
last
that
one
for
is good.
fucking every single day, and I still don't fucking regret it. It's an amazing book. The art is fantastic.
That's good.
And the
Yeah.
plot.
We did the review with Nick Weiser on his channel, and we got contacted by the illustrator.
The right illustrator. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
He told me.
Really?
It was amazing. Yeah. I
Yeah,
told him
cool
directly
stuff.
that I got the comic on Tortuga. He was all right. You can buy it here.
Fuck you guys. You guys literally got
He was amazing.
the two of you got a
Well,
chance
hey,
to speak with him.
listen.
I can only hear remnants.
If you're the illustrator of The Last Ronin, please contact me. I like this book. I haven't actually read this one yet because I just got it in and I've been busy.
Seriously.
But it's really good. Your art is great. Everything about
It's
this is
amazing.
great. Please contact
Is
me too.
everyone going to be able to talk with the guy except me? Because I would really love to have an illustrator as a mentor. Because again, trying to make comic books here, learning about.
Yeah.
art.
Oh, and speaking of which, has Gren Akuma ever have you contacted Gren Akuma?
Oh
link you to
shit!
it.
I forgot. About that.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
Gren
he's not
Akuma
in the
shows
chat,
up. I gotta link you two up. I tried emailing him, but his email did not work.
I forgot about that weeks ago. I have been insanely busy and
Yeah.
insanely bored at the same time that I've completely forgot.
Apparently, English is my first and only language, and I suck at it. Same here, Chris Oswald the Craze.
Dude, I speak 4 languages and I suck at every single one of them. So
Same thing. I can literally
So-
speak Portuguese, English, and Spanish. And when it's in Spanish,
Nice.
I can barely speak it. I can literally just translate it and explain it perfectly. But when it comes to speaking, there's always this unique impediment that I have. It's like,
Yeah,
what
that
if I
was-
sing the words?
that was my English up to last year that I decided to start the channel.
Yeah, I can literally listen to two Latino guys going on a rant about a game of golf or something, literally insane. And I can understand every detail, but I cannot reproduce the same exact words out of my mouth.
Yeah, somehow when you try to speak, you speak in potato.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you need a muscle connection for your tongue that is different from the connection that your ear generates. Because, there's separated nerve connections there.
Yeah, it's
But-
not uncommon that you understand much better than you can speak. That's true for a lot of folks when they're learning a new language.
Yeah. And apparently the CIA is only after me for optics. Apparently, Jake D, you all know that I'm controlled opposition. I hope I'm not controlled opposition. That would be weird.
Oh, I mean, I just naturally assume that you're an NSA agent, so you know.
Could be. Could be. I would have a lot more money if I did. Boners make me do many stupid mistakes. Well, you're such a dildo, so I imagine a boner for you.
Do you know that your country actually pay Google and pay Facebook to do the dirty work?
I do know
Because
that.
setting up the NSA and the CIA and the FBI with all the equipment and all the personnel to monitor social networks will be completely stupid, while you have a single company that does that for every single social network that is a spawn of Google called Lionbridge.
Huh.
And I did a few things with them. Fucking NDAs. But I did content review for a search engine that Google's developed. I cannot say directly
Yeah, don't
the
get
name of
us.
the engine, but
Listen,
I can say the name of the company. That's stupid. It's the same name.
but hey, don't get yourself snatched out of a bed.
No. The NDAs are most of them are from 5 years ago, so I can say what is in public domain. I can speak about some things of my job. I cannot say specifics of what I saw because that's on a heavier NDA, and I cannot say specifics of the people that are working there. But some things are a bit more roomy now that I have spent a lot of time because most of the proprietary information gets on legacy state. So right now, a lot of what I can tell you is maybe 3 years deprecated, if not completely obsolete.
I see.
So yeah, it works in a lot of fun ways. For example, I did some things with Microsoft. I can say openly that I was in the offices, I met with people, I got promotional material. I can say whatever I want. That is completely gone. I'm free of it. With Motorola, I have to be quite of a few military grade stuff that they were doing. But they were presenting it for firefighters, so I got to see the whole thing, and it was the meta materials they are using for the tablets and such is fucking amazing.
Wow.
You will love it.
Alright, so I just came back shortly from the bathroom. So what did I just walk into here?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was going to talk. I started off. I was going to talk about
sorry, Russ.
X-Men,
We were talking about the Joker's
Space
boner.
Jam, Mortal Kombat, and then all of a sudden we start talking about Jean Grey being on the hub
First of all,
and military Illuminati contracts. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no. The Illuminati, I don't believe they are that much real. I know the other side that people used to say were the Illuminati, the Masons. They are a bunch of cunts.
Mando, let me tell you exactly what's going on. 6 dudes speaking insanely shit because we have nothing better to do with our day.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
About sums it up, yeah.
Yeah, we're all on the CIA list now. We already
Oh,
are.
we
man.
have been for a long time.
I started that list. What are you talking about?
Legitimately.
I just recorded a video before coming on here, which is why I came on late.
They have something that they call a dissident list. And if you are connected into these chats, if you have been participating, if you have said something while there was key people in the chat or in screen, well, you are on the list. And
Yes.
that's just it. That Google, for example, every single account you generate is a dummy account. The real account is a summatory of every single thing you have done in every single account you have ever owned. A troll account, if you did anything that gave you away, you have a special identifier for Google, and no matter which account, your information is already perfectly ready there. It's
That
a
much I
project
did
called
know.
Jigsaw.
That much I did know.
Yeah.
I did.
And it's a
I've-
fun stuff. Jigsaw is
Yeah.
a funny platform to play with, but is not something that anyone should have.
Yeah, no one group should have all that power. That we could probably do a totally different podcast on all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's no easy transition from that to the Toon Squad at all. There's no way I can.
Maybe
There's
throw
nothing-
Batman.
Now, hang on. We were talking about bat boners earlier.
Oh yeah,
And-
I guess
and-
the bat
and-
bonus,
and the bat
boners are-
boners definitely are no longer coming out for the Space Jam squad. There are
Yeah.
no more bat boners.
I mean,
So I
exactly.
do
Lola
want to talk
Bunny
about.
is sacred. Lola
Real quick-
Bunny is
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Lola Bunny, but before we even get to Lola Bunny, go ahead. Wait, go ahead, Fimmer.
I'm gonna admit something here. First of all, listen to me. No one do any fucking joke about this. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna hunt you down. First of all, I am no fucking furry, but Lola Bunny was literally one of my crushes as a little kid.
Oh
Dude,
man,
you are talking with a guy that literally enjoys My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 1 and 2.
What?
So I get to go.
Oh, there's
I
a
wanted to talk
full,
about.
there's a full episode that remakes the ending of episode 4, Star Wars episode 4, frame by frame.
You too.
I'm sorry, get it off. Sorry, I was typing something. So I was saying I was recording. And I
This design-
Real quick, wait, Mando. Let Mando talk. Phil, let Mando talk.
I was like, oh, I have this good line that I thought of after I finished recording, so I was just writing it. And I was off. I was looking away, and now I see, what is it? Lola Bunny? What the fuck were you looking at?
So I want to talk about Space Jam in general because I thought it's kind of a trash. This shouldn't. And I talked earlier or yesterday about franchises don't need sequels. Coming to America 2 doesn't need to exist. Space Jam 2 doesn't need to exist. What was that in private chat?
Well,
How?
I mean, I would say to you though, V-Dub, is you don't have a franchise if there's no sequels. It's
Which is why
sort
these
of by
things shouldn't be
definition.
franchises.
Yeah.
I mean, their franchise is Looney Tunes, so they do have a franchise. But look at this fucking design. What did she have some kind of crazy breast cancer or something?
No,
'Cause come on.
That's what I was going to say, and we'll
It's
get
a
to
lot
Iron
easier.
Cast and screen share in a second. That's
there's a
hilarious.
body type and a specific age that these people like, and she is shaped for that age.
No, but look, here's the thing. Look at her face. She looks 50. She looks like a single mother now. She's like a single mother who
Oh,
has
this
a
is
double
ridiculous, but the
mastectomy.
body that
Fucking true.
that was
This is
the
her when she was
person-
young. She was young and
Yeah.
virulent. Then she thought it out like Jean Grey. We'll show you
She
what
was
Jean
a
Grey's
woman.
doing now. And
Well, she
then,
was
you
a
know,
rabbit, but she was a woman. You
She
know
had
what
too
I
many
mean.
kids. You know,
Look at her.
Are you saying that Lola Bunny got worn hard and put away wet, V-Dub? Because that's
Yes.
what I think I
That's
heard.
what she looks like.
What-
She's
okay, hold on,
ran
wait,
down,
wait,
stressed,
wait,
got double
what do I
breast
make with Jean Grey
cancer.
now? You guys, what do I mean with Jean Grey?
Oh, Jean Grey. Oh, Jean Grey. This is Jean Grey's new.
Yes.
This is Jean Grey. This is what happens when you let SJWs write the X-Men. Jean Grey becomes a hub participant.
Okay, but to be fair, only two of those guys actually have a chance, and one of them actually got with her.
No, two of them. You haven't heard about what
Well,
they're doing with the new
Two
X-Men?
of them are doing her right
So
now.
we are seeing the dark side of the
Right
dark
now,
penny,
I was back in the 80s. Fucking now.
and the dark
Yeah.
side is a skunk.
This is the latest issue of the X-Men. Oh boy.
Deepest inside every warrior, there's a skunk.
It is.
Wolverine's mad because he gets last.
Yeah, but look at the glint in Scott's eye there, man. I mean, Scott, he's just an excited young man, isn't he?
Yeah. I wish because
It must be
I wish we
Cyclops'
got
birthday.
The laser direction is based on his eyesight, right? So he is not looking at Jean.
no. He's not. He's not. He's looking at. Looks like
He He's like,
Either MacD or
okay, I
Gavin.
know what I'm doing here.
He wants to get a little Cajun.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to Lola Bunny. 'Cause one train wreck franchise at a time, right? So yeah, look, okay.
Also,
They,
one of the
Go
things
ahead.
I want to point out, I do not like the new jersey designs.
I
No.
hate it. So worse. Like I hate
That's-
this.
Jersey
This is
one?
the design in real
modern
life.
day
Wow.
jerseys just in basketball right now fucking suck.
Is modern
They
day
really do.
basketball that boring?
Jerseys nowadays suck.
So am I just remembering incorrectly? What wasn't it? Toon TOON back in the
Yeah.
day?
TOO. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is this
Was it?
TUNE?
What?
Gazillionaire.
Tune Squad, yeah, like Tune, like auto tune or something, like carrying a tune. And yeah, she had 84 kids. You know how rabid are. Her back hurt. She got a reduction, no body shame. Islington girl, shout out to Islington girl. Yeah,
Hail to the
listen,
Islington girl.
In the 90s, every single sport team went through the, let's say,
crazy colors.
adolescence. They were all cool looking, stupid people. But when they went to the court,
Might need a fit.
the fucking uniforms, the shoes, everything was badass. Maybe it was
Yeah.
worth shit. I don't know
Oh, we
if
lost somebody. Did we?
Oh, we lost like
Nike
jeez.
Airs were that damn shit, but it was cool
Nike Airs
seeing them with those shoes, with
Yeah,
everything.
it was.
Yeah, and now
It was
that fucking uniform looks
No, wait.
lame.
just
I-
awful.
It's a high school level uniform. It is not a professional uniform. That's why superheroes and such started.
I mean, I mean,
horrible.
you don't need a professional uniform in Space Jam. I mean, you know.
the first
wait.
movie had professional
Do you know how much
uniforms.
this movie cost to make? Do I have it? Oh, I gotta pull it up.
It was a gigantic Nike.
cost 160 million to
Nike
make, I
commercial.
believe.
So
It's Space Jam
apparently,
2. According to the Wikipedia, has $161 million budget for these
Wow.
terrible uniforms.
Look,
Why?
first of all,
And real quick before we go on, this is a comment on why they changed the Lola Bunny was very sexualized. Like real quick,
let me speak on this one. First
Okay,
of
go
all,
ahead.
Bunny was sexualized. Yes, that is true. Let's not forget it. It is true. But she was more than just her body. She was literally an intelligent, strong, tomboyish girl who was nice, but
No.
she wasn't constantly on people's fucking faces. Now she is going to be a bitch because look at the description they are giving us. It is obvious that she's gonna be a pain in the ass bitch. You're all gonna want to kill.
Because
No, I
it's
would
that easy.
disagree
A
with you
cute
that she
girl
was
can be a
sexualized.
bitch.
That's how girls look. Girls have
With the-
boobs.
Yeah. No, but a
Yeah.
pretty girl can be a bitch, and you will go, okay, I'll forgive you, honey. I just
I
want
won't.
those
I'm tired of
tatas.
that
I
shit.
don't
I'm
care.
over that
You
shit.
can
I
say
do
whatever
understand.
you want. But if the girl is ugly, you cannot escape from her personality.
Okay,
You have nothing else.
Vidge, I'm just sharing something real quick. So
Yeah, these are New Jerseys. I'm glad you brought up the New Jerseys because they.
So
do
these are the current jerseys that the Nets wear, and these are the good
Yep.
ones. Let me show you.
These are the good ones,
Other
yeah, because they
versions.
look kind of like the old ones.
it looks
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, but here, okay. So this is, and for anyone who's curious, I'm a Nets fan, so deal with it.
Oh man,
Well,
congrats! You guys are doing pretty good.
yeah, right.
Oh,
Here, then we got these, and here's
Those
what
are
they wear. This is
standard.
what they're wearing for the past few.
I kind of like that logo.
Yeah. Well, that's the new logo.
What the hell is that?
Whoa,
This is their new jersey,
the '90s
Why?
screw up on it.
Oh, that's ugly.
in a bad way too. Okay, now
Yeah,
we're
go
going to
from
take
the
a trip backwards in time to 2000 pretty much 2003 to 2009, or probably pretty much until the Nets became the Brooklyn Nets, back when they were in Jersey.
I remember
These
those
were
jerseys.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, this is the Nets I remember too. Back when
I
they were
remember
in
yelling at
Jersey.
Kenyon Martin in the palace, and he
This is
remembered. He looked at me.
Jason-
I can actually remember the texture
Carter,
of the cloth because
Okay,
on camera
this
you
is
saw
their-
the
this was the special away jersey, and this was their standard away jersey. And
Yeah,
now we're gonna go to my all-time favorite, Julius Duck, the J.
oh
Irving.
yeah,
There you go, baby.
Those are
that's,
great.
That's classic.
The New York Nets.
world this
They
beautiful.
were. It's probably the heyday of the franchise when you think about it, even though
And
they're
then you
ABA.
go to this. Like, how do you go from that to this? It just this is their jerseys now. This is not like this is real. This is
The
what they
graphic
wear.
designer was having a seizure, and the seizure was having a seizure.
Also, the choice of Comic Sans for the font,
Yeah, it looks like it's
Because the
I don't like that
generation-
font.
Crayola crayon.
Yeah, that's the seizure of the seizure.
Ascension Dildo has a Drazen
because-
Petrovic for jersey. That's what their the powder
But this
blue
one
ones
is
kind of remind me of.
okay,
That
but
era.
it's still pushing it. This one is
Jerseys
actually
are
Yeah.
turning into
I
This
like
puts me
that
in
run
mind of
there.
the Jason Petrovic era. It's kind of falls back to that.
shade. Look, this
I kind
generation
of like this one too, though.
It's
This
okay.
doesn't
one's
have
bad, but I still like this one's actually good.
I would like that. Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Yeah, the red, white, and
That's
blue
solid.
is still there. It's not bad.
And
Like,
forever,
it's cool.
forever
I
sporters,
miss this.
I miss this a lot.
yeah, forever
Man.
sport. There's a feeling that you need to have. For example, if you go to the 50s baseball uniforms, those were great. The newer ones look like tights, look like shit. But before, it was a gentleman sport, and you saw it.
Yeah, it
Same
looked
goes
like a
for soccer, for football, soccer. The newest uniforms are crap. You don't feel the same sensation seeing them go into the field. I don't know if you can feel that electricity seeing them. It's like they are in an armor.
This is what we're wearing when I was
Ooh.
watching the game.
I do not like that one.
Oh,
And I've
God,
seen
that's
those. I do not
awful.
like that one.
Oh,
What the
This
hell
what
is
we're wearing
that?
this week.
I
Is
don't
that
think
for
that's
the
it.
cheerleaders?
that way.
That's the
Motor
thing
City
too. There's
jersey.
too many jerseys now. It's not like that. You know, back when I
Gentlemen.
was a kid, they said that at least the Nets they had 3 jerseys. You know, they got that special red one for special away games, and then they had the black away jersey, and then they had the white home jersey. That was it. It was the same design, but one was in white, one was in like
Oh,
navy
it was-
blue, I should say, not black, and then one was in red. That was the only difference.
Go ahead,
reason-
Timmer. What's up?
like today's jerseys and shirts and everything pretty much is shit like this. The reason why is because the people that are supposed to make this crap are creatively and inspiredly bankrupt.
And
They-
it's
they-
supposed to be artsy. This shit is
Yeah.
supposed to be artsy for
They
sports.
don't know how to be. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm going to jump off the point, but apparently now rocks are becoming characters in Star Wars too. So
Oh,
Yeah. We're trying to get to that point. We'll hopefully make it.
you mean the ship that is called ship with Leox Gacy that has a pet
yeah,
rock?
the vessel and fucking Geodude. Apparently, a rock has hands, despite the fact that not being a living being. I'm sorry, but what the fuck? Why is
And in the trailer they say it's just a rock. Okay, if it's just a rock, fuck it, throw it away.
Hey, don't
It is
fuck
what-
it. 'Cause they might-
Have you seen Jontron?
look? I'm
That sounds
bet
like
Johnson?
some great talking there.
guys who here's bets $50 with me. That rock is going to turn out to be some kind of transformer-like being or some kind of stupid shit.
Oh,
like
that rock is trans.
I'm not
Alright.
going to have enough
Maybe
interest to
first
figure
it's
that
What,
out.
what rock?
I'm not going to make it that far. That's for sure.
Yeah. Coincidence, real quick, Godzillionaire has this point, which I think is valid. Is it coincidence that all jerseys are corporate sponsored now?
Yeah,
No,
It's
no.
gotten horrible.
You can
I don't
see
think
it
that's a
by looking at it.
coincidence.
Look at the Motorola symbol and the
Motorola
and
symbol,
what
yeah.
the Air Jordan, right?
There's no,
And
there's
you
no.
look at the previous jersey.
It was at
Yeah,
the
those-
end of the 90s that every
Here
single
and
shirt,
LA over
every
there.
single sport started to look like, I don't know, it was a banner in eBay or something.
Some kind of Ferrari car. I mean,
They're
Yeah.
turning the jerseys. They're turning the jerseys into the NASCAR cars, where they're like plastered
Absolutely.
sponsorships all over it.
even in European sports like football, you literally see almost every player having their own drawings and their comics with stickers from the companies that are producing and shit like that. Literally, they have become
Yeah.
for the viewers to see. They're no longer people in the field.
The Rock. That Rock would be the best selling action figure. of
You
this
want to
year,
hear the
Star
saddest
Wars.
part of everything? In that ship,
And back to
they
that,
the nearest thing to rock they play on that ship is Madonna. It's fucking Madonna.
Look, I'm
They're
not
seeing the rock they play with Madonna.
out because of insanely thing. I'm no longer into this Star Wars crap. I gave up. One of my friends, Osmar, he literally called me from my house, telling me to go to his place. He's a huge Star Wars fan. His insane knowledge is insane. His knowledge is fucking insane. He called me, showed me the fucking trailer to this bullshit. I wasn't believing any of the crap, but then he put me on Previous channel.
Oh, look at Geode. It's the best Star Wars character ever created.
Wait, you know what
Yeah.
they play? You know what they play on the ship?
Shit.
The Rolling Stones.
Clearly, they play a lot of rock music. Ho, ho, ho.
Look,
No, remember that will scare Leox Casey.
You know, they should at least paint it black.
Yeah, they could have painted black.
Now,
Okay,
Hey, I wonder
she's
who
a
their favorite
lesbian,
wrestler and
The
actor
Rock is
is.
trans.
Maybe it's The Rock.
Yeah, he didn't
now
do it.
let's not forget
I
that
got
the
the Rolling
Rock
Stones painted black reference.
No, the ship is non-binary. The Rock is non-binary.
and the
Who's the-
Rock is the navigator of a ship that's literally named the Vessel.
Wait,
But
are
it's
we?
going to fun town, everybody.
Wait, are you guys making shit up or is this real?
This
No,
is
this is real.
This is
This
fucking
rock is
Star
real.
Wars.
Hold on.
That's what
See,
I
that's
thought.
why I got to get to the story. That's why we got to actually get to the story. Yeah. Star Wars High Republic is an absolute embarrassment. The new character is just a rock. A brand new character introduced in Star Wars The High Republic is literally a rock named Geode.
my
Got
friend,
Zillionaire.
And the captain of the Rock is a man that his name is literally Gacy.
I am Casey. Look, my friend Osmar literally grabbed a bucket, a shit ton of gasoline, set it on fire, and started throwing the paper of the recent Star Wars books he bought into the fire.
They are not
I
even
don't-
trying to hide it. They are trolling us. They are trolling us. They want us to fucking laugh at this. They are
Yeah, this is rage bait. You don't make
Yeah,
a character a fucking rock.
Gacy. They literally named a character Gacy.
And they call us the homophobes.
Oh,
It's supposed
oh.
to be
Did you
Gyaxi.
know
What was
they
fuck
named? Speaking of which, the High Republic has a villain that translates to boys in Icelandic. So the new
and looks like
word for
we.
villain.
Casey. I'm like, what's wrong with Casey? Casey
Does
Jones.
that look like
That-
an angry, hairy penis to you? Because it kind of looks like a
Casey?
biting penis to me.
So yeah,
I literally grow
Star Wars
weed.
Republic.
That's a bit of weed.
Gacy, yeah.
I don't even understand why people are even covering. Like, let's start. Honestly, let's start.
You're right.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Gacy. Fucking.
Hot take. But let Star Wars die. For fuck's sake, it's dead. Let it.
It's
die.
already dead. It's
I
a-
agree, is dead.
Let it rot in its grave and move on to better things.
You
because-
saw what they are doing on with the Star Wars on the rise of Soy Walker. You see a meat puppet being controlled with this mechanical shitty thing, while a bunch of fucking wankers are around chanting some shit that nobody even care what it is.
Yeah.
They are going, pin is good, gimme. While fucking Papi Palpi is, let me die!
We need a cultural cleansing. We really need to kill the old franchise. Let them die.
Yep.
Let them rest. Let's build new shit.
Fine, okay, so let me say this. Look, for anyone who's
enough.
obviously my
Go ahead.
tag on the internet has been Mando Merc for going over 10 years now, and you know what? Let me say it this way: Star Wars is dead. I even sell a T-shirt that says so. Damn it, it is dead. Let it die. And you only have a finite amount of time on this earth. Use it wisely. Move on to better things.
I
Because there
agree,
are
and
new
on that
ideas,
note, we will
new
cover.
IPs and new creations that need and deserve support. Let this thing die because look,
Amen.
the people were trying to get to make it better. They're not going to make it better. They don't care about making money because they're losing money, so they don't care.
No,
Just let it die. Let it fail. Maybe in like 20 years or at least it'll come back and it'll be fine. But you know what? Let it die for now. We all need a break.
Yes.
I
I'm
agree
sorry,
with that.
but that's my rant on that.
Amen,
No,
brother.
You're right to that rant because the reason I backed that up. One, we will cover Mortal Kombat, which is doing, and I want to go to that because they seem like they're doing
Yes.
things the right way. So
God
we
and
will cover that.
combat.
You have a huge point because I don't want to be a guy who constantly complains about something I already know I'm going to hate. You're right. Star Wars is dead.
I refuse to cover any Star Wars, and because Cast in the Shadows, I run it with a few of my friends. One of the guys feels the exact same way I feel about Star Wars. He feels about Star Trek. So Cast in the Shadows is a complete no Trek or Star Wars zone. Like you get no Star Trek and you get no Star Wars content from us because of that. So, and I think for a good thing, for me at least.
I understand
What they
that,
did with
and
Doctor
I get
Who.
it. I mean, I like covering some of this, but I do get to the point sometimes like I don't care about this. Like with Marvel, I'm probably there. Like I don't want to. I don't really. I'm not going to talk about Winter Soldier or Loki or any of that shit. I don't care. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm done with the franchise.
Last year,
Better
I
than
bought one
Literally,
Marvel comic.
a huge guy who can literally go toe to toe with Captain America and the actual Winter Soldier into a 16-year-old girl who can beat up Bucky. Somehow can beat him up.
Yeah, and this is the shirt I sell. Comes in a variety of colors, and I tried to fit it in. There's like a 500 character limit for the description, so I tried to fit my feelings in that limit, which was extremely difficult. But this is something I've been saying for years. Why be a fan if you're punished for doing so?
It's just
Absolutely, I agree 1,000%.
Caitlin Kennedy was not born to work where she's working. She was not born for that. She was born to be a dominatrix. To go to a parlor, to slap the shit out of the clientele, to insult them, to belittle them, to fucking... And after that, she will get prized. And she will get money. And you know what? Power to her. Leave Star Wars alone and start beating your customers the right way.
I like
She's
that
doing
shirt.
something to Iger. She's got Iger's balls in a jar. The Islington girl brings up, are they doing something crazy with the Predator? Says, you guys hear about the new Predator movie? It's filming in a couple
There's a new
months.
Predator movie. I know
Synopsis
there's
is wild.
obviously the Mortal Kombat.
Predator,
Yeah,
like the movie with...
She gets the Predator gets
cool
annihilated by a
aliens?
teenage girl?
Or
Isn't it supposed
Predators
to be
like in Hollywood.
Is it supposed to be like
No,
a
the
past
Predator
story
movie.
with
Okay.
some, I believe, indigenous Indian. I say Indian with like a 16-year-old Indian girl.
yeah, they're gonna do a story about a Native American or Indian girl who
His gender norms be the best warrior ever Native American try. Okay, that
In,
sounds
you
buy
may be
Mando's
pissed.
merch. Don't put your money towards that shit.
Yeah.
Buy this shirt. Support us. Don't give them your money. They're stupid.
yeah, we're not gonna make
That was
stupid
nice.
stories about people fighting the patriarchy in a time where none of it fucking it has no fucking
What is
sense
that?
whatsoever.
I hear a noise. Does anyone hear this noise? Tell me
I
about
guess it's
here.
I know my roommate is doing like kind of construction behind me, like in the
Okay.
next room, but it's fairly faint. I hear it, but it shouldn't be bleeding.
I heard an ad show up, and I'm like, "Where is that coming from?" I
Oh,
have no-
I didn't hear that.
No, we didn't hear that.
Okay,
Hello?
I don't know where it came from. I got so many damn tabs open, but yeah, this is just getting crazy with the material. And I listen, that's a balance of trying to cover all those guys do that Predator's weakness was a clown. Sentient dildo. Stay ghost.
Oh,
Does
No one
anyone
will pay
else
KK
here?
to beat them. You would be surprised. There are some weird motherfuckers on this earth. There are indeed human beings who will pay Kathleen Kennedy.
now I have seen and heard from Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am convinced he would allow Kathleen Kennedy to beat
Oh,
him.
you mean dog kibble? I call him.
Daniel Cablesmith is Lil Gacy. Flying away all the colors, baby.
I swear, when you first said the name, I thought you said Casey, but really, Gacy is his name?
He's Gacy.
Man, yeah,
You know what? With all this new stuff coming out, they don't have to. They have to now compete with the past.
Let me say this.
A century of cinema. I
Let me
got
say this. Yeah, I see
my
that.
earliest
Casey.
acquisitions.
Yeah,
Being
he.
gay is
Cobra.
not a character. It's a character trait. You motherfucking mindless.
yeah. Real quick,
I was saying, does anyone here in the panel likes Alien versus Predator? AVP, the movie.
Oh, it was a fun movie.
Which one?
Yeah, the first one. It was great.
Or the crap one, because there was two movies. One was decent. The other one was absolute garbage.
No, the first one was. It was not amazing. It was not
first
artsy.
one was
It was
decent.
great. It was
Absolute
fun.
garbage.
Yeah, the second one, Requiem, is garbage. That
Yeah.
I give.
The first one's decent. I agree with you there. My
Yeah.
only complaint with the
They
second one,
had a black woman that kicked ass all the
my God,
movie.
yeah, she's the best character in the movie.
Yeah, she's
Definitely.
amazing. I love her.
Her and the guy with the bottle cap necklace,
Yep.
who gets dragged off by aliens.
Well, as he should. I mean, we're not watching it to see the humans win, right?
Yeah. The girl has
No,
it right.
it's not about
Live
humans.
in the Predator movie
You don't watch the
is the
Predator.
Predator.
Go at it.
All right, so who would you guys want to see fight the alien or predator? One character.
Like of anything.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, both of them.
I've got the perfect one.
I'm gonna beat you to it.
RoboCop.
No,
Oh,
Oh,
Batman.
because
versus
Batman versus Predator. I have all three of those multi-issue crossovers. They
Which one?
are
RoboCop.
amazing.
Batman.
oh,
Fucking
Which
amazing, man.
one? Gotta pick one.
I'm going with Batman, man. Batman versus Predator. At least the first two were awesome. So good. That Dark Horse DC crossover.
I'm sorry, Mando, you're telling me those books were real. I always thought it were a dream of mine. Batman
No,
really
those
fought
were
the
real.
Batman
Oh, yeah.
really fought the Predator. And it was amazing.
We're speculating about females predators. I would not be surprised.
you want another great crossover? Go look up Batman versus Judge Dredd. They were like,
Oh, yes.
Oh shit!
Also, when Anders reads Batman's mind and she's scared. That was my favorite part.
So the
I remember-
instance is aliens can melt RoboCop, but the Predator, I would be interesting.
yeah, Predator would be a good one.
Xena,
No, RoboCop versus Predator would be good. I
Meanwhile, the
yeah,
crossover.
Greta Thunberg.
Sentient
Predator.
dildo for the win as usual.
Greta Thunberg versus Predator would be an interesting.
What do you
match.
expect?
How dare you?
Of course, he's going to be the best option.
All right, hey V Dub, I gotta bounce, my brother.
Okay, real quick, plug your stuff and go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah,
And I know
you bet,
Mando
man.
Mert probably has to get out of here. No, he got a little bit, but
You can
No, I
catch me on Jake D right there on YouTube, and we are doing a stream 5:15 Eastern Central Time tomorrow on the channel, howling about entertainment. V Dub and Fenrir are both frequent guests on that show, where we just talk about a lot of shit that comes to mind and have a lot of fun with the guys going through it. We introduced to Fenrir to Two Girls One Cup on it last week, and it was lots of fun.
Among other things.
That's right. Certainly do hope to catch you all there. And V Dub, as always, it was an honor to be on with you, brother, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you being here, man. And Mando Merc, you're not a mod. I did not know that. So let me make you a mod real
Because you're
quick.
telling me, like, hey, put that link in there. I'm like, I can't.
I did not know that. I did not
I
know
was about
that.
to
brother.
chat, but there you go.
Go ahead and say something so I can mod you. I can't say something in the regular chat,
Something.
and then I'll mod you.
Damn it. Yeah, something. There you go.
This crazy scene about one of the Predator movies where the Predator was being taken away by other Predators, and there was this girl around, but instead of killing the girl, they let her live because of an.
I liked, that's the thing. AVP, the first one, the 2004 one, it's a decent flick. I think the only thing the only change I would make in terms of the script and all that is set it on a different planet and set it in the aliens' future. So this way the humans are colonial marines. That's all I would change.
Yeah.
And then it would be a really good movie because then you have that aliens and Predator kind of mix.
And you have human on a different standing because humans on Mother Day are only prey. But if you have them with some nice
Exactly, very
equipment, you
like-
can have.
With
It's a
equal
three-way
technological.
battle versus just two, and then we're in the middle. I mean, look, we'd be in the middle anyways, but it's like
Yeah,
at least now we can fight our way out, and you can have like green survivors and all that. That's what I loved about the
Love to see-
2010 AVP game.
See a movie
so-
where
It's also,
And the-
known as,
Oh yeah.
it's also known as AVP3. It's I actually just got it as part of the Alien Collection on Steam, so I haven't played it ever. I've seen gameplay, but I've never played it. So I'm going to be playing it for the first time on my channel later this year.
Look,
but, yeah, that's pretty much what the AVP movies should have been. That game right there.
I would love to see a movie where the humans and the predators are on equal technological ground, where they can literally go toe to toe with one another in tech. Imagine tech.
The humans
gotta
can
get-
even be a bit below of the predators because that will
Gomer
make it
Kyle.
interesting.
Yeah.
Gomer Kyle's trying to torture Framer. I'm not gonna let him do that. Ironcaster, you said you had to leave pretty soon. Do you
Yeah,
wanna...
I got a thing coming up at about 9:00.
Yeah. All right, man. You can go ahead. Did you want to promote your channel on the way out?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
everyone, I'm Ironcaster, and I'll get to some videos eventually. Trademark.
That's the new gimmick. We'll get to visuals
Yeah.
eventually. I gotta find.
Uh,
Am I even sub to
I'll-
you anymore?
I'll try to make a video sometime either before or after Gary puts out the Picard review.
Yeah, I think the YouTube demons have unsubbed me. I don't see myself sub to you anymore because I can't find your channel to
I'm back
you.
down to 32 subs. I'm back down to 32 subscribers.
So there you go. If you could toss your stuff in the private chat, and then I'll go ahead and toss it in the regular chat real quick. Or if I
was
have
about
modded
to
you, which I don't
complain
know if I
about
have.
the unsubbed people to my channel, but I'm at 69, so I'm happy there.
Just stay at 69. Have no one sub, no one leave. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, but I do want to go ahead and promote my man Ironcaster on the way out.
Vigilante, did you get the
Yeah.
pictures I sent you?
Which picture?
Pictures I sent you to Discord. About 12 of them. It's about. Anyone here ever seen the Avengers Mightiest Hero cartoon?
Oh yeah.
I actually
That was
haven't
probably
because that was at a time where I was just kind of like going cartoon free for a little while. But
Seriously, okay. To all those that don't know, that's cartoon and seeing the entire stories of the Avengers. It was done so perfectly that in 2 seasons they literally got into equal ground with the Justice League cartoons. Literally, just 2 seasons. That's how freaking amazing it was. Of course,
And one of the unfortunate things with it was that it was coming out right when Disney was buying Marvel, so they wanted to go ahead and end it so they could get everything under
their own shows, which went so well.
Avengers Assemble was a shitty cartoon. It followed no chronology. I mean, it had some episodes that were great, some character designs, and some story arcs that were good, but it was nothing compared to Earth's Mighty Heroes. Okay, Vigilante, put up the pictures.
Oh, Jesus, man. Shit. I'm trying to figure out how to do that on Discord without doxing myself. I don't know how, so you're gonna have to.
Okay.
Download them
Hold
and
Hold on, I can
was
do it. Let's see.
The point
Okay,
was,
hold
there's
on. Let's see.
the point is,
I got you.
rumor that season 3 might be a thing. One of the producers said it's uncertain with the Disney Plus thing, but there's a possibility that there might be a season 3. There's some folk that producer's been.
You really think it's gonna be as good? They brought back Young Justice for a 3rd season. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, I was
it
just
was-
going to bring up Young Justice. It was kind of a disappointment.
That was also
I didn't saw that season.
Oh,
And
but
that-
don't worry, guys. We're also gonna get the continuation of Batman the Animated Series.
Oh no.
Oh, I covered that and don't want that. That sounds disaster.
No.
All right, I got the pictures up and I can go through them real quick.
You ain't no touching that tralala, man. I don't want no continuation for Batman the animated series. It was perfect.
I'll just
Let
rewatch
it die.
It's all on
the
HBO
only
Max
thing
now.
the only thing I would do is do a Nightwing series.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
here's
will
the-
like that
Here's the point. Okay, listen,
because
listen up. Here's the
it had a continuation. Batman of the future.
Okay, here's the
Wait,
point.
wait,
Batman Beyond.
wait a second, Farron. Let them finish their point and then we'll get to these pictures. What were you about to say about your Pablo?
No, it was that. It had a continuation. Batman, I guess, on the United States was Batman Beyond. It was great, and you had incredible movie to
Yeah,
finish.
Mask of Phantasm was incredible.
Yeah,
And
so
Return of the Joker was incredible too. It was
you
pretty
can
good.
go for the era where the Joker kidnapped Robin, and do a Nightwing series with some changes, maybe make it Azrael or something. You can go there. You can do
They
that.
can't. They don't have the talent. Real quick, hey Kai MFS, I appreciate you showing up.
Hey, Kai.
Leave a like if you can.
All right, I better get going. Catch you guys
Okay,
there.
Ironcaster.
just
Appreciate you
so much.
being here, man.
Match a book. I'm telling my friends
Okay.
a couple of match a book. I'm trying to help you out here. Okay, here's the point.
All right, let's get to the art.
The Avengers cartoon, The Earth's Mighty Heroes, it was amazing. It did parodies of the greatest stories of the Avengers and some of the shitty ones. I fucking hated Secret Wars, but the way they did it was amazing. Just phenomenal. They did it better than the fucking comic.
Original Secret Wars, like with the Beyonder.
That was the original photo.
With the Skrulls.
That's not Secret Wars. Secret Wars is with the Beyonder supporting the good guys and the bad guys.
Some
Yeah,
people.
the best Secret Wars, you can see it on the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s.
I'm about the right
I
Secret
remember
Wars.
that Secret Wars.
Secret Wars is great. That's where the black suit comes from.
Look, the point was that this was the idea. Okay, go back to the first picture. These were the ideas that would be for season 3. Captain Universe. Go to another picture. They were going to use Chris Star, a character that was not used for years in the Marvel comic books. Another picture. You can literally just look, the X-Men. They're going to bring it. Look at the
And
original
with the
designs.
original costumes.
Isn't this from like the Wolverine, the X-Men designs? They kind of look like that. Era.
Exactly.
Is the Wolverine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is connected to
Those were also good designs, by the way. That was a decent show.
Yeah.
It
It
is a
last like 1 or 2 seasons. That show. If I
They only
remember.
last one season.
It's a connected
One season.
universe.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
okay.
best version of Days of Future Past.
Yeah, go to the other picture. They were going to use something with Mockingbird there.
Wow.
Yeah, and she
They
was
wouldn't
still
use
hot.
this costume now. No.
Nope.
Too problematic.
Another
And
fucking
why?
next picture.
Captain
They were
That's Captain Marvel. Right
Marvel.
there. But
No, that's photo.
Monica Rambeau, Machine Man. Look at that. That's Machine Man. I haven't
Yep.
seen
Yeah.
comics out of the 90s. Another picture.
So Islington girl, this is Monica Rambeau, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
photo.
that's
Oh,
the Captain
okay.
Marvel I grew up with.
Yeah. So that's who
Yeah.
this is. This is the same character, real quick. Islington girl. This is the same character that was featured in WandaVision. This is just her design in the potential 3rd season. Of
The original
Avengers.
design. Look at that.
Yeah.
They were going to use
Look,
another character no one uses anymore in a good way.
the only Deathlock was great, and especially the Maximum Carnage storyline. That's one of my favorite crossovers too. in the
Yeah.
comic.
Another picture.
Yep.
See, they were even going to do Hellstorm, Satan's freaking son.
Ooh.
And look how it is with Hawkeye. Literally, it looks amazing. Whatever they were going to do with this story arc, it looked fantastic.
I love
Another
it.
picture. Yeah. The art just looks great. They were going to do something
Art
with
is
3D, man.
Pop up
A character
fade.
wild.
Finding the 4D man from Thor,
Yeah. I haven't heard from him in a while.
the 4-dimensional man, where he had fire and ice powers. It was
Exactly.
comes from inverted his planet's like inverted light. So
This character I have never seen in my life, and I have no idea who he is and why he's fighting the Hulk.
He looks amazing.
This looks cool. You just want to see what happens.
Yeah. Another picture. And here, another character that Marvel hasn't used for years. Rom the Space Knight. His run in the 90s was amazing. They even had a crossover with Luke Cage and Iron Fist. It was great. The fact that they don't use... You don't know something? Chris Starr and Rom now are property of Hasbro and are part of their comic book universe. But if they have done this back in 2010, they could have still used the character and done something great. Because literally, he is a Marvel character. He is Marvel, not Hasbro property. He is a great character. The True Space Knight. Too bad they didn't keep him. He was great. And another picture. And here, Morbius and Captain America against vampires, apparently. This is not
design. All that is. I love the Morbius. They're going classic Morbius there. However, there is a Doctor Strange Avengers crossover where Doctor Strange teams up with some Avengers. I think it was Scarlet Witch and Rambeau Captain Marvel against Dracula in the Darkhold. Dracula, Darkhold. Doctor Strange has to get it back, and the vampires. Captain Marvel, since Monica Rambeau's Captain Marvel's light powers, it's
like
effective. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. Next picture, if there is any.
Vampering.
Yes, one more.
Vampire.
Fantastic Four, the Cap.
I remember seeing that character in a lot of Fantastic Four stories. I just can't remember his fucking name. The green guy
Impossible Man.
Impossible Man. Yeah, right. I mean, look at this. It's fucking cool.
Sorry,
Apparently, it looks like he was going to mess up with the Avengers and turn them into the Fantastic Four, which is
Yeah.
ironic, seeing that Captain America is the Human Torch, seeing who his accent.
Yeah, that's a reference to Chris Evans. Real quick, Cinch and Dildo has to bounce. I appreciate Cinch and Dildo, which, believe it or not, I think is a reference to Vision.
Go in peace, Dildo.
Oh,
Seriously,
but Wanda now has 2 dildos, one in another imaginary dimension, let's say, and
Yeah.
a real one that
Want
is
to go back-
shiny.
Innocent Girl, initially, she asked, who is this character? She looks cool. Once we told her it was Monica Rambeau, she said,
He didn't
what?
No,
That's
it
yeah,
is
she's not
Monica
cool
Rambeau.
anymore.
In that
And had to
costume,
amend her statement.
she is called Photon,
Costume.
and if she had the whole stick on the chest and such, she will be Captain Marvel.
She was Captain Marvel when I was growing up.
In
Like,
that-
that was
yeah,
Captain
she
Marvel I read
was.
about.
Okay.
That was Captain Marvel I read. Well, the Marvel Captain Marvel I read about, because when I was growing up, there were 2 Captain Marvels. You got
Yeah.
these really bad
Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel.
And then
Exactly.
there's the original Marvel's Captain Marvel, who was the
He looks
creator.
like a microwave.
who died? But seriously, look at this. These designs. Season 3, if it was a thing, it would have been amazing. There are rumors that maybe Disney Plus might bring a season 3 back, but I am freaking scared. Look,
You're gonna get
You should be.
Ironheart. You're gonna get a lot of
Riri
ugly
Williams,
bullshit
yeah.
there.
Look, before 2010,
Miss Marvel.
it was about
Miss
Avengers.
Masturbation, yes, you are getting Miss Masturbation.
Now we're dealing with second generation sidekick legacy characters that no one gives a shit about. They're not going to give us stories with Spider-Man in this show. They're going to give us Miles Morales. They're not going to give us in Captain America going more adventuring
You know
around him.
what's the worst part of that? I like some of Miles Morales so much. My dog is called Miles Morales.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. The thing
Good
is,
move.
they fucked up every time they want to actually do something with Miles Morales. The movie is the only exception, and it is because I felt that the Spider-Man they showed, the beat up Peter Parker, was what Marvel has done with Peter Parker throughout the years. He was that.
Exactly.
They turn Peter Parker into that. And Miles Morales comes and say, hey, shut up everyone. Here's the white guy. Let's be heroes. And you know what? I love that. I fucking love that so much that when I got my dog, I named him Miles Morales. And now I have his brother that is like a golden retriever. So he might be called Peter Parker. I'm not completely sure yet. I need to run it with my mother that I don't know if she wants to yell Peter Parker poop in the kitchen. Well,
Yeah.
Miles Morales was fun. Miles Morales shit a lot of times. In comics too.
Seriously.
Real quick, go ahead. Sure.
I would love, if it was around 2010 or 12, I would love for this cartoon to return. But
Yeah.
just modern time, I hope it never returns because it would not be the same thing. It would be awful. There are no good modern writers. I mean, even if they keep the same production team they had in the past, I still fear because of the constant preoccupations and they'll have to follow. It's just better to not risk it and let it as it is.
I
Is that
don't know
Miles
if you
Morales barking in the background?
Who knows?
Somebody's barking in the background. Somebody's stuff.
Sleeping, that might be it.
It's my dog.
Okay. Innocent Girl is
Also,
X-Men stuff.
I do need to bounce in 15 minutes, so I'm
Okay.
saying something regarding the Batman versus Predator. If you want to show that, just an image from one of the pages. But yeah, you got
Batman goes against a lot of predators.
Yeah. But
just that imagery right there, just so damn cool.
Win?
don't spoil it because I might check it out.
This is like the beginning of it. Don't worry about it. It's like,
I'm sorry. I know the Predators
Oh,
are
that
fucking
one gets incredible.
but this is in the frickin' DC universe. I'm pretty sure there are beings that can pulverize the Predators with ease.
yeah, it's just Batman versus the Predator.
Yeah, the
But
joke
here's what-
was the Predator actually wanted to face such a threat. He wanted to face with something that dangerous.
The Predator was going after Batman specifically. He is the Predator of Gotham. So.
Oh man, that's super
And he
interesting.
actually, no, I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah, you guys gotta read it.
Man, this
The Islington girl. This is how I feel. Yeah, everything new that comes out, I have to stop and think, oh wow, if normal people wrote this, it could have been a cool idea. It is everything.
now, instead of being a cool story about a man fighting against a monster, we're gonna have about some Indian girl who's trying to defeat the fucking patriarch and prove that she's better than
And the
everyone.
worst part is we have seen that Hollywood can do this shit right. They have done Spider-Man. Sorry, I forgot the name. Spider-Verse. They have done Bill and Ted 3. I don't know if you saw Face the Music.
I didn't see that. I heard mixed things about it, but apparently you liked it.
They show a bit of the SJW, and I said big quotes there. But they do it in a way that feels like, okay, you bunch of fuckers, shut up. Yeah, they have daughters. Yeah, the daughters are important. They are as important. They are actually traveling through infinity. And you know what? Everyone is doing their job. The world is safe because of everyone. And there's a scene where a character comes to a woman and say, your father will be proud of you. That's all. They say it all there. It's not about parents being evil, about dads being evil. It's about, you know what? Sometimes we need help from a younger generation. That doesn't take away from the older people. That doesn't take away from the parents. And if the parents are male, that doesn't mean a shit.
Yeah. I still just didn't want to see a new Bill and Ted. Like I wasn't that interested. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It wasn't like
Keanu Reeves is a bit boring there. And I'm sad to say that, but
I just can't see.
yeah.
After seeing
I give him
John
credit
Wick,
for
I
doing
can't
it.
see
He didn't
Keanu
have to
Reeves
do it.
being a funny kid.
No, they have been trying to, in different parts, Cobra Kai is actually trying to do something complete. It is not that something is new or not new, because you know what? Feminist storytelling has been there a lot throughout the ages. You can see it in mythology a lot. You can see the way the goddesses used to be overpowered and used to be vengeful. Yeah, that existed previously. People knew that the wrath of a woman was dangerous, no matter what. Hey, 32 flavors of Nick Weiser.
Nick Weiser. But I mean, really, the Islington girl kind of has the point. It's like it would be a cool idea if normal people wrote this. We didn't care about strong female characters. We didn't care about any of this shit. The X-Men themselves, if the X-Men came out in 2021 and had never existed previously, we would think it was a woke allegory. But beforehand, even though it was a very liberal allegory for how mainstream society views different groups, whether you consider it race or but the thing is, it was ambiguous enough that anybody, even somebody who was just an outcast, could connect to the story, and it didn't try to separate people.
And they had a secondary layer that was quite interesting. The fact that some mutants didn't show in their skin or in their bodies that they were mutants. Some powers are just silent. So that fear of being recognized as a mutant when you can go throughout society without being noticed if you want to. Or the other side, is my neighbor a mutant? Do I need to worry? That dynamic was incredibly important on the X-Men.
Yeah.
And that's a dynamic that you cannot have, because the mutants will be obviously mutants, and the other people will be bad people. That's all. You have the bad people and the mutants. And you won't have that contrast of people not knowing what their place is in this world. You know, that feeling of, if I move wrong, I'm fucked up. That was the X-Men. And in the second movie, they do it perfectly.
Yeah,
if you have seen X-Men 2,
I like X-Men 2 a lot. I think those first two X-Men get kind of a bad rap.
When they are talking with the parents, that scene is perfect. That is all you need.
Yeah, it's like
that brings up the Morlock story. Just real quick,
The whole
just
allegory.
this chat. More like storyline. They're the ones who couldn't hide. But go ahead, Fimmer. Real quick, I
When
want
she
to
had
get
that
to
conversation,
a story about.
trying not to be mutant. It was a huge allegory to
Can
the
you
whole
be
trying
less
not to.
mutant?
Yeah, the whole allegory.
Yeah,
And
that
it was
hit
kind
home. That was fucking what?
It was great.
Yeah, it was incredible, and that's all you need. You don't need to actually show a lot of violence. Just that moment, the mother
Simple
being a loving mother, but at the same time not recognizing his son as the being that is in front of her, but this perfect being that should be, because being mutant is only being different, and being different is bad. Why can't you be a less different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
gets you.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
that
these
was
days
that was
they
kind
would
of
actually go against. In these days, they will go against these kinds of scenes because it gives bad images. It's phobic. It's true and shit like that.
They don't know what the
The
worst.
same as
they really
everybody
don't.
else.
Yeah, the X-Men was just about, it was as much about being hunted as it was fighting the bad guys like Genosha. And then he says Storm has, the first one's good. Storm has awful dialogue. What happens when a toad gets struck by
The
lightning?
same as everybody else.
I actually still like that moment in that movie. I like that movie.
It's fun. That
It
movie
was
is
fun. The
fun.
first movie's very fun. Very
When
fun.
Toad got struck by lightning, yeah, that was great.
You know, I know Casting Shouts has to get out of here, and I hope there's enough time.
I got 5 minutes till. No, I got 7
I
minutes.
wanted to
Podcast,
get
so.
a take of a subject that I wanted to talk about. This poll, and I have a hot take on this poll. New poll shows Americans overwhelmingly believe Disney unjustly fired Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. I believe
True.
they unjustly fired. I'm pretty sure everyone on the panel believes that. But
Most
I
of
have
the world
one
believe-
major bone to pick with this story. A major bone.
Okay.
The result of this poll was conducted by Neil Newhouse of Public Opinion Strategies. I don't know about Public Opinion Strategies. I know nothing about their work, how slanted it is. But it was released exclusively by the Daily Wire. What company does Gina Carano currently work for? That's right, the Daily Wire. If liberals did this, I would talk shit about it. And in interest and fairness, I have to call bullshit on this. Again, I agree with this sentiment, and I'm sure the sentiment is itself probably true. But I do have an issue with the Daily Wire releasing this poll themselves when they obviously have a conflict of interest.
That's a normal strategy.
I'm not gonna lie here. I watch the Daily Wire a lot. I respect the guys there. They're very intelligent, do a lot of good things, send out a lot of good messages, but they shouldn't have done this. Just let it go as its speed. Justice will be served, but you cannot constantly bend the things to your information. If you do that, then what different are you from them? Staying calm and patient with this proves that you are better morally than them. Don't do this.
Yeah. What about everyone else? Mando, real quick, because I know you got to leave. What is your take on something like this? And I get fighting fire with fire, but I don't really like this personally. Mando?
Yeah, sorry. So they're pretty much. So what did they do? I'm multitasking right now. So
basically, there's a poll out right now that shows that Gina Carano, that Americans think Gina Carano was unjustly fired, but it's released by the Daily Wire themselves. They're the ones that seem to have commissioned this poll. So it looks, it just from an optic standpoint, even if the poll is in and of itself accurate, it looks like it's their poll, basically.
Holy fuck, I just reached 84 likes on a simple tweet that was Wayne The Rock Johnson and the new character from Star Wars.
Awesome. Congrats. Congrats. I mean, some people may not care about this, but I kept seeing this getting circulated. Oh, this new poll. I'm like, it's the Daily Wire's poll. Like, I agree with it. It's probably true, but if it's their poll, how the hell can I trust it? I wouldn't trust the poll saying, I would not trust a poll commissioned by Disney that says Brie Larson is the most popular person on earth. I wouldn't trust that poll. I would not say it's bullshit. So why the fuck would I trust a poll commissioned by the Daily Wire that's favorable to somebody they just hired? So that's my.
It's yeah, no, I can understand that. honestly, to me, I don't really care about this because I'm just
Star Wars is dead.
I'm focusing on other things right now. But the whole the story, I mean,
Yeah,
like Gina Carano,
understood.
what happened sucks and all that, but it's over.
Yeah,
You can't change the past. But yeah, it is. If the poll was done by anyone else, I think it'd be a different story. I understand that.
yeah. I think a lot of people are running with it, and I agree with you. It is over. Make your movie. A lot of people are going to be excited to see what project they come up with. You don't do shit like this.
Came out with,
huh?
They just came out with a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they came out with that Run High Fight or something like that. I'm talking about the Gina Carano movie, whatever project they do with her.
Variation. I need to see it though.
Yeah, something like that. Fight high, run high, fight. But yeah, just whatever project they're doing with Gina Carano. I know that they still are developing it, but just develop it. Do your project. Do whatever it is. You don't. And this is maybe they're trying to fight fire with fire, but it's a very, to me, slimy thing. Crazy leftists work on emotional propaganda. So personally, I'm fine with it. Taking the moral high ground isn't really working, I guess. But I mean, I'm gonna still call this shit out, and I don't think it's necessary. Just make your movie. I don't think anyone. There's nobody who's gonna see this and say, "Oh, is that?" Well, I shouldn't say it. There are people dumb, but my thought is so whatever anyone feels about Gina Carano, they already feel, and this poll is not gonna shift anything. Yeah, I gotta stay consistent, man, because I don't like this shit.
Yeah, I get it.
They replaced Gina Carano with The Rock. Enough said. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
But I want to be consistent. I kind of want everyone's thoughts. I mean, Fenrir, get your thoughts, and I understand it is over. I understand how you feel about Star Wars, man, because I'm getting there with a lot of this stuff where it's like I don't really feel like even complaining about it. I don't really feel like I can read The Last Ronin. I got Epic collections that are on the way. I got all sorts of stuff to read and pay attention to keep focusing on stuff I don't care about. And the Gina Carano story to me is pretty much done. I didn't like this I know people are running with it. I had to speak on it. The last topic I wanted to talk about. It may take a little while to get into, and I'm not sure how long everyone has to stay.
Huh? Look, let's just jump straight into the Mortal Kombat thing. I don't think a lot of us have more time.
Yeah, I prefer that.
Yeah. I know that it's getting late. We're almost 2 hours. This Mortal Kombat interview, and I'm going through as much as I can. This is exactly what I want out of a director and out of a staff, because they're talking about fan service, caring about the fans, even if they don't know what's going on, learning. There's not enough time to get to all of it. Let me just get to the relevant pieces. And I talked about some of them yesterday on Matt's show, but I'll talk about them here as well. This is a interview with the director, Simon McQuay. He's the director of the upcoming Mortal Kombat film that comes out in a few weeks now. I think is it end of March, maybe beginning of April. He was asked about respecting the characters of Mortal Kombat, and this is what he said. Mortal Kombat for me is widely popular because of the characters. Characters are ultimately the engine of this title. There's the canon, all of the backstory, all of the detail. Every character has enormous layers of backstory added to them. But really, when I talk about respect to the characters, I'm also talking about respect to the fans, how they get presented, brought to the fans, and also to the new audience, because they're fantastic characters, and I want to pay them the respect and bring them to a place where it feels like we give a shit, and that they're elevated, and we can get sort of excited by Sub-Zero. And Joe Tazism, I can't really pronounce the name, manufacturing Sub-Zero is an exciting thing to say. And real quick, another point. This point is huge right here. It's on his personal history and connection to Mortal Kombat. He says, I played it when I was younger, when it first came out, but I wouldn't have called myself a rabid fan of it. I feel like I've gone back to Mortal Kombat University in the development process. I also surround myself by a shitload of Hollywood people who know more about it than me. There's a lot to know. Why the fuck couldn't everyone in Hollywood do this the past 10 years? The floor is everybody else's.
Because
Okay, that guy has humility. That guy has honor. That guy has a sense of servitude, of working for others. You know what? He won't get that much work anymore. He just said everything wrong. He just said everything that you should never say, because the fans are evil, everybody's evil, Only the people that you should say are good are good.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
depends.
I think Mando had to.
Mando.
Man, I know Mando had to leave. He probably had to rush out of here.
Oh,
I
sorry.
appreciate Mando being here. I wish I had a little enough time to promote him, but he has a cast that started, so he has to do his cast. And Gazillionaire has to head out as well. I appreciate you being here, Gazillionaire.
Zillionaire, go fight King Konglionaire. You can win.
Yeah, he's on
Sub
King
to
Kong.
Mando. He had to leave, but yeah, please give him a sub because it's a really good. Yeah, sub to Mando, and if you want to hop over for his cast, feel free. But go ahead, Pablo. I appreciate what you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying this guy just basically ended his career. He did a Gina Carano.
That's
He
sad,
said
but you might
something
be
good
right.
about the fans, and that's something you should not say because right now the fans are evil. But even though he did that, he did the literal seppuku on his career. The movie will be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And I
that's
don't
what-
care if he doesn't have a big career anymore. I will be seeing his movies from here on out. You know why? It's all we have been saying all this time. We want respect. We want
That's
to be
it.
seen as humans and to see them as humans. We cannot see them as humans because they are not acting as humans.
Acting like the Borg, a hive mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, have we ever seen a movie or comic book that does not start with a bunch of people in a store eating food anymore? It's the same way all the time.
It's the same scene from Avengers because they think that everybody
Yeah.
wanted that. No, that was a nice Easter egg at the end of the movie. But it was just an Easter egg. We had the first big fucking ass movie, superhero movie ever. The Avengers was huge. At that time, there was
It was
nothing
massive.
even similar. So after that, having this small scene where they are bonding, they are chilling, that felt right. No, you
Yeah, it was
go to the
natural.
CW, yeah, and everything is about that. And fuck me, I don't want. I want that to rest a bit from the action. If there's no action whatsoever, I don't need to rest. I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm not chilling. I'm getting bored, and that's my main problem with current entertainment. Is boring. Is not entertaining anymore, and I want to be entertained.
It's all the same thing. It's all the same
Yeah.
fucking thing to the point where it's pale.
Because you know what? The people that, and I say that in my podcast earlier, the people that are currently doing this are politicians. They are all
Exactly.
politicians. If you want to know how they know each
Yeah.
other, it's about being lobbyists, then getting a lot of power, growing and going wherever you want to go. That's how these people move. They move about power.
Yeah.
They only want
Everything they do is about power.
Yeah. So being the head of Hasbro or being the head of Disney is about the power that title
Hasbro.
gives you in front of everybody else.
Speaking about Hasbro, they're gonna give us a Lady J show now.
Yep.
From the G.I. Joe
I saw
universe.
that.
I'm
That's
very
probably
That
afraid.
may
woke.
be good. You don't know. You with G.I. Joe, you don't really know because G.I. Joe had a lot of interesting females
Exactly, but I'm
and they were
scared.
But I
femme
mean,
fatales.
Listen, with X-Men, I would have said, oh no, but knowing what I know it's going to be woke. G.I. Joe, remember they did that man, what was a man? What was a really obese black woman on the
Obese.
cover a few years ago.
Oh, but that
Arby-
was when
I know that
they
writer's not
had
on
the
the
same guy that is currently to
doing the
write a
Beef Bros.
Superman movie.
Is he right?
No,
No,
that
no,
was
no.
a-
That wasn't by Ta-Nehisi Coates. That there was this guy, Aubrey Citizen, who did that one.
Oh yeah,
He's the
white
guy
dude.
that does the Beef Bros. You ever see that little stupid thing, the little promo? Yeah, he's pretty, but he's not on the book anymore. So that I do need to give that. But I'm just trying to say that this franchise has dipped his toes in that woke pot before.
I'm scared that they're gonna turn Lady J into a black woman filled with tattoos. The
Well,
parts of the edges of her hair shaved, and that she's a lesbian who somehow can beat up men 3 times her size, but
No,
is
let's
a
be
she
side.
needs
honest.
to be
That
girly. She
probably
needs
is
to be
gonna
strong,
happen.
and she needs to do everything by seducing the fuck out.
I
Look,
don't.
they were triple threat. They were strong, but they were sexy because they knew,
Yeah.
and they showed skin because they knew their enemies would not be concentrated on their faces to fight. They will be concentrating on other parts of the body so they can attack freely and take them out easily. They were
And that's
smart. They were,
and that's also indicative because I want to focus back on the topic of Mortal Kombat because I actually want to end this podcast with something positive because this is no seriously. We can go all day about how these characters had an establishment. We could talk about how Blade was a good character before, how Black Panther, how these X-Men characters, every single franchise. And across the spectrum, no franchise is doing what this Simon McQuaid, and I'll give the producer credit, Bennett Walsh, because they're talking about the fights. I want to talk a little bit about the fights and the world building and some of this stuff,
Look,
because I want to
Mortal
talk
Kombat
about
is
a franchise doing it right, because they deserve as much credit as we've complained. We need to highlight this franchise is doing it right. They're doing it right.
Mortal
ahead, Pop.
Kombat has always been a blank slate. They have not really much on the history department.
They've
The
destroyed their own
first 3
canon.
games had nothing about history. The third game had slightly some history.
look, Pablo, I've played almost every single game, and they're always the same thing. Let's
Yeah.
go to the world and beat the living shit out of a guy.
Exactly.
Go home. Nothing else.
Yeah, they don't need that much. So the whole series is a blank slate. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can create old characters, legends.
If
History.
if they can do whatever they want, and they want to do this, that seems fun. They have Sub-Zero making a knife out of blood and stabbing the motherfucking
Scorpion.
with
I
his
just-
own
I
blood.
I
And
literally
then
just
the Scorpion saying, "Get over here!"
yeah,
Listen,
got me.
they say in this interview that some fights are going to have 50 to 60 beats of choreography, meaning 50 to 60
Yeah.
at least. They're talking 13 to 16 fights in this movie. And all these cast members are doing their own stunts. Pretty much everyone is a full-blown martial artist, black belt type. These are real martial artists doing this movie.
So they are doing this right. They know what they are doing. They chose this movie because of that. I guarantee you, they had the chance to do a lot of movies, and they chose Mortal Kombat. You know
Yeah.
how I see that? The way they are doing everything is out of commitment. They
Yes, it is.
like what they are doing. They thought about what they are doing. The new costumes are more like for the men, are like the newest video games, but the costumes for the women are between Mortal Kombat Trilogy and Mortal Kombat, the second one on PS2. I don't remember the name.
Like 4 or
It's
5.
they are going in a nice place. They are focused on something.
Look, I'm just so very
Yeah.
angry they didn't give us Johnny Cage. I'm just angry they didn't give us the Cage.
That
I
can
think they
be a
mentioned
sequel.
him. That's a sequel. They mentioned Johnny Cage in this. No, they do not. One of
Yeah.
these interviews, they mentioned that Johnny Cage may indeed exist in this universe, and I think they're going to have an Easter egg for Johnny Cage in this movie. I
Johnny
think
Cage is too big of a character. He is the only one that actually is a character. He
Yeah.
has a
because-
personality.
isn't he-
Exceedingly.
And again,
Ryan
isn't
Reynolds as Johnny Cage, please.
Oh, he will be perfect. Perfect.
Isn't he literally a descendant of a specific group of humans that used to fight gods?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's an important character in this entire universe.
Yeah.
Gods and demons.
Yeah,
He is
so
important.
he is important.
A lot of people think he may be the new character Cole. I think Cole's going to end up being somebody else. I think Cole's going to end up maybe turning into Ermac or somebody like that.
And this is just a crazy theory. I think they're going to turn him into Scorpion's long lost son or something, so they can bring him into a side of good. It is cheesy, but it is possible.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this movie is going to be cheesy. I mean it literally. This movie is
I don't
going
have
to
any
be
problem with that.
cheesy. No,
I think
we
that
need cheesy. We
yes,
haven't
we do.
had a good cheese in a long time.
Apparently, Islington girl's a fan of Scorpion. He has a character. He's my boyfriend. How about that? And why no
Yeah,
Johnny
perfect.
Cage? There's a lot of people who think everyone's afraid of a straight white male. And I get that. I get that in this day and age. I think they're
Yeah,
saving
but
stuff for the sequel.
yeah,
There's a lot of characters that are not in
this is
this.
like Sonic. This is a sequel baiter.
Yeah, because was Tails in the original Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Yeah,
No, he
he
wasn't.
was
She
in
was.
the end of.
Post only that.
He was post credit. Well,
Yeah,
there you go, post credit. Johnny Cage could show up in the post credit scene for all we want. And I hope they could cast Ryan Reynolds as Johnny Cage because he would be so fucking perfect.
because the tournament is a small story, and the earlier movies, the Mortal Kombat of the 90s,
Mhm.
they had the first movie that was good.
I think the first movie
Sorry,
was really good.
it was good. But the second one was shit, and it was because after the tournament, they don't know what the hell to do. They
Very true.
had already wasted every single character, every single story arc because Mortal Kombat has just a little bit of characters, and every single character have a little bit of story behind them. So you don't have that much to set on screen to begin
Yeah.
with. So what they are doing here, not going with every single character, I think is smart. You can do something for the next movie and the next movie and the next movie. If you
Yeah.
throw out every single character from the get go, you won't have the right to a sequel because you will have born everything. And the
Absolutely.
second movie is just that. They have born everything, so they are trying to go to the new realms and doing a lot of stupid shit. And it's just not Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think this first movie is going to be an advertisement for like the second movie. I
Yep.
talk about Ryan Reynolds as Johnny Cage. Islington Girl is a fan of that casting. And I know
It's
that Mortal
possible.
Kombat has a lot of crossovers. I think a successful first movie opens up doors for stuff like that, for crossovers, for Johnny Cage to be cast by a big name.
Sorry, but I think Ryan Reynolds is a bit too old for Johnny Cage.
Maybe.
I mean, he's looking good. He's looking good in these modern days, Ryan Reynolds. He's looking good, but I still think he's a bit too old. He needs to be a young guy.
I do
Yeah,
think,
but
especially
make
with the way
him
this
like
fight
this.
choreography is talking about, I think youth is going to be, because they're talking about 13 different fights, 60 beats of choreography, meaning 60 different
Six-
actions in one
Yeah,
scene
16
at
bits
least.
is way more than The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens all together.
Yeah, that's like the entire lightsaber fight of the I'm about to say the Phantom Menace, the Phantom Menace. Like that
Yep.
lightsaber fight is something. Maybe
That is
that might
long
have-
and that is incredible and that is like 40 bits.
yeah. So we're talking
You know,
really
Hey,
thorough
Rise of
fights.
Skywalker, I forgot. Do you remember in Star Wars Rebels? Pablo, you've seen Star Wars Rebels, right?
yeah, I have seen.
Remember the episode where Ezra talked with the Emperor? The Emperor called his Scarlet Guard to deal with Ezra. They had weapons that literally neutralized Jedi's, making them float.
Yep.
How did he not have those weapons in the Rise of Skywalker? If those were exactly the same Red
Because
Guard.
they don't give a shit about continuity.
I mean,
They
those
That's
had
pretty much it.
in Rebels, they had Star Destroyers that could make gravity wells to stop ships from going to hyperspace. You
Yeah, I
have
mean,
the ship, the biggest ship in the whole army, being for Snoke, the leader of the fucking whole thing, and you don't set gravity wells on that fucking ship. Are you that
Yeah.
stupid?
Yeah, and again, the Red Guard members, aren't their suits literally made of material that is nullifying lightsabers? So they shouldn't be able to cut them, right? Or is that just my math?
They were able to prevent some cuts from lightsabers, but the fight was so fucking dull, so fucking pathetic that I don't
Because
even care. If they guarded a lightsaber with the armor, okay, power to you. Then you drop your weapon and you rush to a lightsaber phase first. Sorry, I won't give you props for your armor. You're an embarrassment to any kind of military training.
Because again, there's a reason why Palpatine picked the Red Guard as his personal guard, because
They
these guys
were
are literally
elite.
people that could take down Jedis,
Yeah,
Master Jedis.
nice
Is that
gun,
just a
by the way.
rooster in the background?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to that rooster.
Thank you.
Yeah, so these fight scenes are going to be very intense. I wanted to also read about the practical effects over digital, which I
Oh,
think is
please.
also huge. So he says, as the producer, so it's easy to fall back on special effects. I think every movie uses special effects, talking about digital effects to some point, but Simon has wanted to go as practical as possible. We got the least amount of blue screen that I've ever encountered. Simon pushes it to a point where if it doesn't work, then we'll go to digital effects. In Raiden's temple, or Raiden, there's a hallway called Living Mirrors, serves as a tale of past battles. In the script, the mirrors were animated holograms. Then Simon asked, what would it be if it wasn't? The production designer came up with a series of glass panels between 5 and 6, and they were painted. When you go across them with a camera, it looks like a special effect, but it's a completely practical. And we would have not normally gone there, but Simon says, let's do it. He loves prosthetics and practical effects. They're just fun. Digital blood spurt is not a practical thing. So yeah, everything is practical. Well, not everything. There's tons of digital effects. I think they even said there's gallons of blood. There's like we said how many gallons are used to make the film. So I don't know the gallon number, but I've seen drums of blood sitting around the set. Another word I keep boring with this people, boring everyone with regarding this movie is authenticity. This is the director again, as well as respect. The authenticity comes from how we present the characters, as well as how the costumes feel. Do they look like as if they've been around for centuries? Does it at least feel like there's nobility to this character? As far as things like blood, does it feel authentic? An audience feels the power of authenticity because you believe it. There's a lot of blood, but when there's a serious moment, I didn't want it to get comedic. So this is just the tone. Everything's about authenticity. Everything's about, practicality. This is what we talk about with every single film we talk about. And these guys are doing it.
All I hear is that this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope you're wrong about him losing his job.
Things with mirrors. Amazing. He's doing practical effects. He's using fake blood. Amazing. That shows he's competent. Let's say 20 years ago, if we heard that, we will go, okay, that's normal. That's filmmaking.
You're right.
Yeah,
just standard.
definitely.
You're like 20 years ago, like, duh, motherfucker, you're just doing your job. But nowadays, it's like, holy shit, somebody's trying to use, practical stuff and trying to, care about what the fans think. 20 years ago, this was
everything
a puff piece. Now this is like an anarchic.
I really wonder one thing: which character is going to do the spine ripping off scene? I have my money on either Jax or Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
I thought maybe Sub-Zero, but I don't know if they're doing the spine rip.
Scorpion.
Scorpion. I don't know, but just golly, this movie seems so cool. This movie seems so cool, and I'm just glad it got made.
Just imagine Scorpion going straight for the guy's spine, slowly ripping it off from the body with the blood on his hands and the spine going there. Tell me that's not fucking badass.
Yeah.
I don't expect a good story from this movie. I don't expect that much. I only want to see Mortal Kombat. If they give me Mortal Kombat, I'm a happy man.
I just want the fight scenes. I just want to see him giving gore. I just want to see him beating up. I really want to see them beat up. Or they could they could literally just do a scene where Goro tries to attack Raiden and Raiden literally just bitch slaps him out of the room. Because again, he's a fucking god.
Or he does the teletransportation technique.
That could work too.
Yeah, because Raiden is a kind of guy that will play with Goro. Yeah, he's a god.
Hey, late to the party. Slasher McSplitter is back. Hopefully, the CIA is not messing with him.
Welcome back, man.
Slasher, can you talk now?
We're almost done here. Where have you been, man?
Oh, you're muted. Did I mute you?
Okay.
No,
Is
there
it
you
just me or does it
I muted myself. because I'm having major connection problems.
I
Oh, man.
muted myself. Thank you very much.
we're almost over here?
Yeah. Well, still, I'm glad you showed up because, hey, we got to hop on Slasher stream right after this, talk about the worst wrestling gimmicks. And I'm pretty excited about that. But what are your thoughts about Mortal Kombat? Have you? I don't know if you've been paying attention to the stream, but have you seen?
Yeah, I was
they're
watching
putting a
the
lot of effort into this. So, yeah, what do you
I
think
mean-
about this Mortal Kombat?
I'll check it out. So there's basically only two things coming out that I want to see this year, and that's one of them. I want to see that, and I want to see that movie Nobody.
Nobody. What's that?
Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen any trailers for it?
I feel like I have.
Yeah, look at it when you get when you get a chance. Look at a trailer for it. It looks good.
Nobody. It's a movie called Nobody. And real quick, Dope Stilo is heading out of here, and we're gonna head out. I see people starting to drag out. Shout out Dope Stilo. You got a boot. Thanks, crew. VW and crew. See you next time. We will see you next time.
Sorry,
We'll
but
be
the
in the
Rooster
show.
to go to bed.
It's
So that's
okay.
me.
I get to the rooster. I get it. Slasher, real quick, since you did show up before, and we are going to head on Slasher McSplitter's channel. Anyone who wants to show up, because we're going to be talking about the worst wrestling gimmicks, and there's quite a few different wrestling gimmicks. But do you have anything?
I have a
thoughts?
shit ton. I have like 30 of them ready to go.
Yeah, there's so many. Do you have any thoughts about anything else that happened on the stream that maybe missed out on, or because it's been a pretty long stream?
Well, when I first jumped on, and you were going through that Batman panel.
The
Right.
boners.
You backed into a boner or something. I couldn't hear the whole thing because my connection was roboting the whole time, but I saw the picture. I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
By the way, I just got a troll on the tweet I said before. He's
Uh-oh.
defending or whatever this shitbag is. He's defending the fucking character. And there's actually hashtags like "We are the Geode," "Join the Rock Slide."
Are you talking
He's
about the
trolling.
Rock?
He doesn't. Yeah, the Geode, the new. We're not talking about the wrestler, The Rock. We're talking
Yeah,
about
What's
know.
wrong
Star
with these
Wars
people?
character. He can't be defending that character.
How can they not be there insanely stupid?
He's trolling you. He's smoking a blunt, saying, "I'm gonna fuck with this guy about this damn rock." There's no way he believes
I
that.
hope so.
Where Star Wars used to be stories about rebellious heroes, Jedi samurais traveling the universe to kill the bad guys, or not kill them depending on their moral code and honor. They were
No,
That
now it's a-
happened.
Now it's a
That day
rebellious
ended
Rock.
before you were born. And I'm not even joking. That day literally ended before you were born, Finray.
It's about rebellious rocks now.
Yeah. Even though a lot of people like episode 3, and I do too. And that came out. You were still alive when episode 3 came out.
I'm pretty
Young.
much like stories with Anakin, especially the Clone Wars cartoons.
Okay, so there was some good stuff. There was still good stuff that came out in your lifetime, but I just feel like
The Clone Wars was not meant for kids. I mean, there is some messed up shit there that children should never have. I mean, they literally show betrayal in higher levels. People question their own moralities and existence. Clones have
kids do need to see this shit.
A girl did a kamikaze bombing on her own religion.
You said
That
a
was
girl
the
did.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, now there are stories about inanimate objects. Yes.
About a rock, a flat rock at that. If the rock had teeth, I will be okay.
Yeah,
They're not
maybe, it was
Lola Bunny can't even have tits, so there's no way she
Maybe
can
it-
have tits.
maybe
Hey, Nick,
if
what-
it's like
if you're still there,
maybe if it's
literally
like
check out your
inanimate
Discord.
objects. Inanimate objects like in Beauty and the Beast, they weren't
Yeah,
were inanimate
they was
objects,
taught.
but they weren't inanimate objects.
Yeah, they can
They
talk
were,
their
they were.
characters.
We should be
Yeah, at least
grateful
make this a
that
rock person. You could make like a thing or something where they're
Yeah.
made out of rock.
Yeah.
They don't count as inanimate objects. They could move, they could speak, they could breathe. They were animate.
Or like that
You're
thing from, like
I
that
guess, yeah,
thing
you're
from,
right, they were giant.
that thing from the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah. Or I'm thinking of the Goron people from Link. They're
Yeah.
linked to The Rock is a boy. How do you know? I don't want to find out what I'm not about to find. I'm not gonna misgender that Rock.
In this occasion is a cave woman dildo.
A cave woman dildo. I guess that would have been a cave woman dildo back in the day. What are you gonna do? Actually, I think they would just screw people because there was nothing else to do.
How about a bowl of cereal?
I don't guess it's in the actual story.
Cereal is the main. A bowl of cereal is
Trust
the main
me, a
character.
bowl of cereal will be better as a Jedi Knight than Rey Palpatine.
Listen, I was just gonna say a bowl of cereal is an upgrade from what they're doing.
Yeah,
I guess there's an excerpt of it in
you
the
can make
article.
it Fruit Loop. You
And of
can
course,
make it
Anthroparium.
fucking Fruit Loops, and it will be better. Fruit Loops in milk, and it will be better.
The Rock is probably just a chip off the old block. Yeah, Fruit Loops would be better than this Rock and all this stuff. That's why I want to end with Mortal Kombat. I'm like, listen, all these franchises are just fucking away years and years of fandom.
I'll
At
make
least
you
one
one
franchise
better.
is trying.
Okay, I'll make you one better. I'll give you the last 5 years on entertainment, and you give me a bowl of Fruit Loops, and I'll be winning.
That Fruit Loops is so much more valuable. Phil, you're roboted.
I've been looking for something, and I think you guys can help me out here. Has Stone Cold ever fought against The Rock?
Yeah, it was two. He fought a bunch of. Well, there's 3 times he fought against The Rock because there was 2 different WrestleMania. Was it? No, 3 different WrestleManias they fought against each other.
The last one was in the cage, right?
No, last Stone Cold and The Rock was WrestleMania
Stone Cold?
19. Yeah, Stone Cold and The Rock was it WrestleMania 19, right?
Yeah, but he hurt his back in a match with Stone Cold.
Yeah, because I'm a huge
A
Stone
lot of
Cold
people heard
fan.
it.
I'm looking for old-time fights of his, and I would like to see him fight against The Rock.
The best one
Never seen him
is
fight.
WrestleMania 19, WrestleMania X7, and WrestleMania
I just
15.
remember Mr. Sock.
Mr. Sacco. Yeah, that was
that the one
Mankind,
in,
Mick Foley.
well,
Yeah.
they had one in the. They had one in the Mass Stadium, right?
In what stadium?
Vigilante. Did they have one? Remember that one where Brock Lesnar almost killed himself? The Mariners Stadium,
Yes.
Safeco Field.
Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah. Yep, that was WrestleMania 19. You're right. It was at
That was the
Safeco
one
Field
where
because it was in
Kurt
Seattle.
Angle, where Brock Lesnar almost killed him. Where Brock Lesnar almost
with
killed
that-
himself, right?
Yeah, it was a great match. It was probably the
Okay.
greatest match ever. And then he tried to do that fucking shooting star splash and almost died. Yeah. So yeah, listen, we're losing people with wrestling. So I think it's time to get out of here. I know a lot of people have been.
Landed on his
going
fucking
on-
face, yeah.
He landed on his face. I don't know how he survived that. His whole body weight landed head first. That was a miracle he survived.
Yo,
Stone Cold
Mick
is
Foley,
one
I
of the
don't
best
know
fighters.
how he survived.
Oh,
The
Mick
kind
Foley
of
should be
shit
dead.
he did.
Man, he should have died before he even made it to the WWF. Legitimately.
He used to pull it off though. I've seen footage of him actually pulling it off.
Yeah, he walks away. Motherfucker jumps from a fucking cage to a fucking ladder with a table underneath, and he walks away.
And
I
there
don't
was no
know.
crash pads back then. It was just table ground.
Yeah. Motherfucker was amazing.
Walks away. And then right after that, he gets back on the cage, goes through that motherfucker.
Yep.
And it
he
continues
was-
the match.
Do you remember when he used the razor wire?
Yes, the
Yeah.
barbed wire. Yeah.
Yeah. That guy was fucking bananas. I loved him. I loved him so much.
He had the 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire.
I
Yep.
left
Set on fire
the WWF. It was still the WWF. Rikishi Fatu was still on the match, and he was
guys,
amazing.
I'm sorry, but I gotta go. Time's
All right,
really getting
Trevor.
up. I gotta
All right,
go.
real quick. Plug your shit. Plug your shit.
Okay,
Plug.
I'm Fenrir Gaskell. This was incredibly fun. A lot of fun guys that joined in this crazy adventure. As you can hear, the rooster's pretty pissed and wants to get out of here immediately. This
Nice
was great.
dog.
Pablo, it was amazing to have you in on this. Slasher, wish you would have been here longer, buddy. We could have had a great talk. I'm really enjoying this conversation about Stone Cold and The Rock fighting. I have never seen those two fight, and I'm going to go look at right now and watch
Oh
them two.
boy.
I've seen Stone Cold beat Blood and Shadows.
You're gonna have an
You're in
amazing
for a
time.
treat. You're in for a treat, Fenrir.
Okay, you guys subscribe to my channel. I want to get to a good number. I want to beat the old record of having subs without having a single video. So please subscribe to me. And yeah, we'll have in 2 weeks we're gonna have our first stream video on my channel. I hope Slash and Pablo can also make it to that one.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about a lot of crazy shit there. So yeah, this was fun as hell. It was great to see you all in the chat. Peace to you all.
All right.
Have a good one, Fenrir.
See you soon.
All right, Fenrir. Appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, peace to all. of you.
I guess we'll just go around the horn because we gotta start Slasher's stream real quick. I'm
starting at midnight. So
starting midnight. Okay,
Yeah. So
we got
there's
time. Okay, so I guess we could go. I didn't know that. So if you start at midnight, we can go a little bit, and then I can get a little break in between. So we can go a little bit longer if you guys want. It's up to you guys.
No, yeah, I am game.
Yeah, now that everything's not roboting, I'm fine.
Okay, then maybe we will go a little bit longer. Then I know a lot of people have left. A lot of people have abandoned us. No, I'm just joking. I appreciate anybody who's been here. It's been quite
How
a few
dare
people.
you?
How dare yeah, Greta Thunberg was born up about
By the way, that new logo is dope. It looks like Shadowhawk.
Thank you, man. Mando Merck did it. He was here earlier. He did the logo. So thank you. I appreciate it.
You remember the Shadowhawk comics?
Shadowhawk. Let me
Image.
see. It sounds familiar. Sounds like I'm about to go on a Google machine.
I thought
Yes,
something more like heavy metal, Michelangelo, but yeah, I can see that.
See, Mando has a really nice, Shadowhawk. I can see it. He has a very 90s comic aesthetic that I love about his art. So, like, that's just because he's shown his Iron Man before and some of the other stuff he's done. If you like that 90s aesthetic, and I know it's very controversial, so Nick Weiser's still here. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I like that style.
When I draw stuff, I kind of stick to my '90s capabilities. Like
and everybody doesn't feel good about the '90s.
Jim Lee was a big influence on the way I draw stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, the 90s was not the best time of my life, but we had escapism to make them.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
the 90s were great about escapism no matter what happened with my life. Right now,
Very much
if my
so.
life sucks, everything sucks. Why? Because when everything sucks on entertainment, Star Wars sucks, I cannot go to see Star Wars. I don't feel like seeing the old movies right now. And I used to just set them on the background and be happy.
Yeah.
Hearing the ships, hearing the dialogue, it was amazing, man. Every single time I called, I did that. Same for the original series of Star Trek. And my mother, 60 years old, she grew watching Star Trek.
Mhm.
She has said directly that it doesn't help the values, so she hates it. She hates new Star Trek. And fucking hell, man. Sometimes you just need to sit down and watch something good. You don't care about what's going on the world.
Or even something average. You know what I mean? If you would settle for something average.
That's bad. That's bad when you have to settle for average.
Something average with Mandalorian was average.
Sign of the times.
That whole popularity
Sign
of
of the
that show, that was an average show. But the era is in and makes it elevated.
Nick Weiser knows what's going on.
Yeah, that's why we got each other for streams. Doing these streams is my new entertainment, and if it's not that, it's watching these streams. It very much is. I've been so waiting to do this damn stream with Slasher to talk about all these bad wrestling gimmicks. I don't want to. I can't wait to actually do it. But doing these streams, Culture, I've done tons of streams with him. Apparently, I am a regular, even though I will not be able to make Sunday review tomorrow. But just doing all of these streams that I do, obviously I have the show with Foulball, and I'm on his shows. I'm on all these people's shows. That's been my way of being entertained the past 6 months or whatever it's been. Hasn't been entertainment. That's why I kind of mirrored Mando. He was a little bit frustrated us constantly talking about Star Wars, because it is like every week we're complaining about a franchise that we know is dead.
It's
Dead.
dude.
The difference is, there's a franchise like Superman, which is super
So
dead,
sick of
and
hearing about Star
I
Wars.
did a video.
I'm so sick
But-
of hearing about Star Wars.
Dude,
Yeah, you get sick
even
of it. It's
streaming.
like,
Okay, I have skipped a lot of Ryan canals. I used to watch him all the time. I have been skipping his videos because when it's about the Star Wars, I know what he's going to do, and I know what he is going to say, because there's nothing left to say about the Star Wars really.
No.
We have make our pieces with the fact that the Star Wars is dead. We are not even saying it's safe anymore. It's in life support. No, it's dead. It's fully dead. There's
yes.
nothing there else to say. We need some closure. If we could get Kathleen Kennedy fired, that would be great.
I don't even need that. Keep her there. Keep her there 100 years. Destroy
There's
the
a reason
franchise
to fire
completely.
her. There's a reason to fire her.
Plenty.
And there's something that these guys don't get on Hollywood, and the youngsters on your country doesn't get anymore. Honor.
Mhm.
If you want to bury something that is important, and it has been a complete war, we lost. Okay, we lost. But
Everybody
are we
lost.
going down in silence, or are we retrieving the corpse in a blaze of glory, to burn it, to let it go? We need to let the Star Wars go. But right now is this meat puppet going on and going on and going on and rotting in front of our eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Re-
there's no honor left there. Star Wars has no honor left.
No
And
honor
that
left.
being a piece of culture, if you see how many songs, how many political speeches, how many science analogies have been made with Star Wars for 40 years has been a pivotal point of humanity. Only for being there, only because kids enjoy it, then went as adults to the field where they excel. And while being great at what they do, they use Star Wars as a motivation, as a way of focusing what they are doing, and that becomes part of society. Star Wars was part of society as a whole. There's honor
Well-
there. There's service there. We cannot let Star Wars just rot away. Being at this point is necrophilia. They are having their way with this corpse. So
it very
at-
much is necrophilia.
yeah. So right now, all I want is just to say, okay, we took the head of the woman that was controlling everything that happened with the Star Wars up to date. I know Star Wars won't be back, but at least we took the general of the enemy army. We made, you have seen 300, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, we made a god bleed. That's
Mm.
all we need. At that
That's
point,
an interesting
we can go
take.
to hell, man. Because it's not our place to take decisions for the shareholders. It's
Mhm.
not our place to hire anyone. But if this is the last stance to get the corpse back, we are not trying to get the franchise back. The franchise is dead. It's only a corpse. And this is for honor, for closure, for all people.
Yeah.
They had their way, they have everything they wanted from the corpse. Let it be. Let it rest.
Yeah, I think everybody is gonna have their own thing with it. Real quick, I wanted to show Nick Weiser because he's been moving. He says, "Can't wait to rejoin you all. It's been a week with the move. Tuesday you should be back."
Sure.
so he should be back. And he says we've come to grips with it. I think everybody has is in a different place with it, and everyone has to do what they see best. I mean, I still cover stuff as I see it, but I mean, man, I'm not a fan of Star Wars, and really that. When I saw the Luke thing, I knew what it was. I came in and said I gave it a 0 out of 10 because I knew it was going to be bullshit. Everybody hated me for it, but I knew
No,
this
I
was
got you.
a trap.
Man, I totally got
Actually,
you, and I get you
You did get
now.
me. You're right.
Dude, well, today was the first time in my channel since the before Luke appeared that I spoke about Star Wars on my channel. And I said before Luke appeared that the Star Wars won't be safe. There's nothing we can do. We need to walk away. Why? We were getting dirty in a fight that was not our own. What's
Yes.
happening on Lucasfilm? What they are using Doomcock for, because what they are feeding Doomcock is moving politics inside of Lucasfilm.
So you believe
So
everything? So you think everything Doomcock is being fed is
no, he has been ill-informed on some things, but I do believe some of the information he's getting is real, and I believe that information is being leaked so they can have pull over other people. And I don't mean from our side, that is from the other side. I have seen this politics at work. I have lived my life in this politics.
Mhm.
Trust me, what they are doing is salting the earth. Doomcock gives us hope. So we approach the franchise with hope. Then they do something extra stupid. That hope cuts our connection with Star Wars. It's a way to purge us.
Yeah.
It is
So
a
go
way
ahead.
to politically destroy the fort. You never leave the fort intact. You throw a match, you throw gasoline, you make it burn, because everything that is there can be used by your enemies against you. And these people know that. These people know you never leave the fort intact. You burn it to the ground. That's politics. That is not entertainment. That is not creativity. That's politics.
And that's
And part
why
of that,
I'm
yeah,
that's
go
why
ahead.
I'm done with the franchise. I'm sick of politics. I'm sick of, and you're right that a lot of the way they've moved and to Doomcock's even questioned his sources on air. He's questioned like, "Hey, I know this could be, I could be getting fucked with." He knows that. So if you that's what you believe is some of it, yeah, some of it's probably real, but some of it's also trying to find the leak. I'm sure. There's things they fed
No, at this
specific to
point, there's
specific
no
people.
even necessary to find a leak, because you know what? What information from the leaks come, whatever it is, we don't really care. When they say something official, like a rock, is something they are saying official. They are going all the way to fuck with us, to
Yeah.
demoralize us.
That's why it's best to not have high expectations of anything.
Yeah.
When
So
you
the
see, when
rumors.
you don't have high expectations for anything, you don't get let down so easy.
True.
You know that the leaks for the Rise of Skywalker were better than the Rise of Skywalker, right?
I remember those leaks. That's how I found Doomcock. Was those damn leaks
Yeah,
on Reddit?
the
And
leaks
somehow I
were
found
correct.
Doomcock.
The leaks were completely correct, but the way we shared the information, we spoke about what was going to happen on the movie,
I was actually excited
make it
about the
sound
leaks.
even better than seeing it play on screen.
Agreed. Because honestly, there was one set of leaks that sounded way better. Maybe that was the original movie that was filmed. Because if you remember, there were reshoots up until like the day before, a week before it was released. But there was one set of leaks that was very interesting, and I was already done with Star Wars. But the way the leaks were, so I'm like, maybe I'll
But the
check this one
leaks
out.
get you to see the movie finally, right?
I'd end up not seeing it because of
Oh,
once I
okay.
heard
I
the
have
original
heard
set of
from
leaks.
a lot of people. I was done until I heard the leaks, and I wanted to see it being real. I wanted to see it and feel the pain of that being real to finally get out of Star Wars.
Hmm.
It's like a final pain to be free, you know? And the fact that the leaks were better, didn't only hurt us, that hurt them. And if you can
Yeah.
see, every time we spoke about how much better something could have been, even in the leaks, they got and make something real stupid on social media. Like saying, we are hearing, we know, we don't want to.
Speaking of, you mentioned those leaks hurting them. Did you hear the rumors? These are older rumors, but it may have been a Lucas cut, but it was an alternate cut that investors saw, and they were angered because it was so much better than
Yeah,
the
I
cut
do
that we
believe
were
that,
released.
for a simple reason. A lot of
Hmm.
the material that was done has
Hmm.
been submitted for toy manufacturing. It has been submitted for material printing,
Hmm.
and then they had to change it in a second. That
Yeah,
tells me that the movie was already a long way done when they decided to change something. I don't know what is. I
yeah.
know that a lot of characters got removed and a lot of merchandising got to be completely useless.
I heard that too because wasn't Matt Smith had a whole character in this, and he had
Yeah,
merchandise
and
for
they
that
wasted
character.
Matt Smith. What a
Yeah,
fucking tragedy, man. That's why I say the Disney tragedy, the sequel tragedy, because it's a tragedy. Whatever
absolutely.
happened there destroyed Star Wars, destroyed the trust of a lot of people in brands, not only
Sure,
on the Star
Disney
Wars,
too.
in the CNN, in NS, uh, ESPN, NSNBC, and even Fox got hurt from this. And they know it. They know when they say something positive about Star Wars, their ratings dropped because the
Yeah,
people knew that Star Wars was shit. So what does that tell you? They know. They are fully aware. And Gina Carano has said that, and with Nick Weiser, we know some people actually seek our content to know what we think about.
yeah. You mentioned CNN. This story I thought to cover, and we didn't really get time. But since you brought up CNN, I just want to give the CNN logic. Apparently, the Chewbacca actor believed that the criticism of the Last Jedi was connected to Trump's presidency. This is the
Yeah, it
shit.
was, but not in the way he thinks.
I don't think it was
People
at all.
got
I think
no.
it was just a
People got
shitty movie.
okay during the Trump's presidency. The media got ham on saying everyone was evil. Everyone was evil.
Mm, yeah,
Vigilante, I got to mute for a second. Vigilante, I'll be right back.
no problem. Go ahead.
Okay, everyone was evil. Everyone was destroying the country. Everyone was enslaving people and raping everybody else. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars was part of the countermeasure that they tried to do to make society normalize.
Oh,
It
you
didn't work
normalizing their image.
in their
Oh
image
yeah,
correctly. Yeah.
because Star Wars was ground zero for how they're doing the media now. That was
No,
the
it
first
is
time
not ground zero, but it is ground zero from people
for
getting to
normies.
know
For
what was going on. Ground
yeah.
zeros, you can track it to a series called Dead Like Me,
Hmm.
2004. You can see,
Hmm.
and that series, I love that series, but there's a chapter on season 2 where you see a comparison between Donald Trump and Hitler. Donald Trump was not running for president at the time, by the way,
Hmm. Yeah.
but there
Well, you
was
know
this
what?
comparison.
He did
And
try a couple times. He didn't get that far as a
yeah,
Democrat, so it may
after
have been that
that,
era.
My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, is where everything went down. And I have proof of that because I was modding 4chan when the Pony Wars happened. And I
Hmm.
saw how after the Pony Wars, when people got out of 4chan and it was no longer a meme being a meme being a fan of My Little Pony, but it was a fashion statement, like being gay. It was something you said to be popular, to be hype, to be and don't show that, man.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was looking at something. I didn't mean. I was looking at something, and I can't. I gotta remember to
No,
do
and
this.
it's only for
I'm
security,
sorry.
man.
Yeah, you're right. But actually, I don't think I showed anything. I was looking for something and moved the screen over. You're
Thankfully.
right. Go ahead.
But yeah, you can see that after that, a lot of the general population, because this show was a show meant for the parents to watch with the kids. So they had jokes about Big Lebowski, about the Matrix, about women being cranky during their days. They had a lot of funny stuff for the parents. It was expected for the parents to sit down with the kids and watch it, and they don't want this disconnection. They want a bonding experience, so they put some things to be loved by adults on a kids show. That is why there was a movement towards My Little Pony. It was only because the material was set there for because Lauren Faust, the girl that was directing the series, she did the cocaine jokes on Mansion Foster for Imaginary Friends and the sex jokes on Powerpuff Girls.
Mm.
Yeah. She had a trial of doing this kind of stuff because she knew that adults were watching the series with the parents.
Yeah,
And it's something normal. It's something that you expect.
I know. Shrek did a lot of that too.
Yeah,
Finra
exactly.
Slasher opened up a can of whoop ass. Hell Mirror Sphere Origins. And I want to. Anthroparian has been talking in the chat real quick before I let you go off. He said, manager and artistic incompetence. KK was fine with me, Shane, but no cancels needed. The minute she sacked an employee for having a different opinion, that was the moment she crossed the line. The corporate sponsorship of cancel culture needs to stop. And then she talked, Anthroparian. Clearly, she turned a blind eye to all those people with nasty opinions and signaled out the nasty conservative, messed up. And then she says it's a shitty movie. And just talks about the Lucasfilm sequel tragedy. But go ahead, Pablo. I think I am going to start to end because in a little bit.
My point was this on all of this. You saw after that a lot of people from the LGBTQ community and from the feminist communities come to My Little Pony.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the rift. And you see where is that they go for Star Wars. And I mean it. Because My Little Pony did an homage to Star Wars. And it was a great homage. It was frame by frame recreating the ceremony on episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because they loved that shit. And after that, you see how the feminists that got into My Little Pony were attacking Star Wars fans. Were saying that men were not welcome there. So you had a lot of trolls, you had a lot of people, you started to see a gigantic clash between people. Yeah. After that, after everything was over, everything started to suck. But the people that were on the pony side of being assholes were on Tumblr. I don't know if you know where most of the artists for Disney came from.
Yeah, I've heard about the Tumblr CalArts.
Yeah, exactly. Those were people from CalArts.
If you know somebody who knows somebody.
I was with a girl that studied on a university here that had a CalArts teacher teaching there. She studied a 3D animation. She was set to go to Pixar. So I knew these people, how they were talking about shit, and they hated us. These twats hated us with all their passion. And a big part of that, it was because they came to a fandom that was full of parents enjoying with their kids, and they got rejected. Why? Because they came for the kids. They didn't came for the parents.
But they're always coming for the kids. I talked about that in a different episode. They're trying to brainwash kids.
So I have been seeing this for a long time. In My Little Pony, it was the nerdiest show you could ever have, and it became the SJW Central. And from that, you can see what happened with Adventure Time. You can see the rise of Steven Universe. You can see what they did because they finally got into Gravity Falls, and the Gravity Falls fandom became shit. It's one of the most toxic fandoms around. These people started to go in every single part of animation of entertainment, and they were nasty, and they kicked
I didn't
out
follow
everyone.
that. I didn't know that. Cause I didn't know anything about the MLP, My Little Pony fandom, and all these other fandoms. I had no idea. I didn't know about Adventure Time and Steven
There was
Universe.
a time
Because I remember the
4chan
shift of Adventure
banned,
Time.
fully banned images of ponies because we were in the middle of the pony wars and people were getting doxxed.
Wow.
And this was before, way before. After that, 4chan banned ponies. They made Ponychan and the Huffington Post and other media. And those media went belly up quickly, got by some unknown entity, and now they only spew SJW propaganda all the time, like zombies. Because that's what they do. They purchase media, they purchase blogs that are falling down. They get a lot of money to publicize those blogs, to get people there, and they spew the propaganda. That happened with IGN.
Yeah, and then I think another thing they're doing with us, they're really good at is doing the rage bait. You guys call it. I think this rock is complete rage bait.
It is rage
Complete
bait.
rage bait.
And you know what?
That's how they're living now, because the SJW gimmick is gone away, but the rage bait gimmick is really strong right now.
They actually got their hands on YouTube, and they lost YouTube. You know when they got their hands on YouTube? When they purchased PewDiePie. PewDiePie was Disney.
Was he?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
PewDiePie was Disney.
I'm not really big into PewDiePie. I didn't know what was
They
going on with him.
kicked out Felix because he was too controversial, and that's when they started to go into media to say that PewDiePie was a Nazi and YouTubers are Nazis, and that was the beginning of the apocalypse. Because they had YouTube, they purchased YouTube. If you see the Game Theory channel, they went full corporate. All these channels, the
I do
completionism.
remember when a lot of channels start going corporate, like 2013 to 15. It was like, what happened to these channels?
Disney got there, purchased them, told them, this is what you need to say, this is what you need to do. And then you have the spawn of that whole issue, people like Vito, that hate everyone because they think we are evil. Because the gamers that were against the establishment, the gamers on Gamergate, were evil, spewed by their brothers in this fight on YouTube that were corporate sellouts.
I don't care what Disney offers. Tell them go to hell. I agree. Mirrorsphere.
And this was the same people from Tumblr, because they got power. At the beginning they thought, you know what, these freshmen from CalArts, they are great, they have new ideas, let's get them into our companies, let's hire them. And they got power, they got everywhere. No, you can have anything done without seeing someone from CalArts in your team. Video games, movies, animation, even...
And to be fair, they've gone and made all these colleges CalArts. So even if you aren't, you know what I mean? Even if you didn't go to CalArts, they've made a lot more colleges.
They purchased a lot of colleges. So your cardboard from any place says CalArts.
Yeah.
So you are actually a offshoot of CalArts, you want it or not. That's happening in every single animation university around the world. That happened here on Ecuador. As I said, we had someone from CalArts to come here, to teach here, and to indoctrinate people here.
Isn't that scary how they do that shit?
It is scary, but it is how they move. And as I said, I have seen these people in action. They are politicians, and
Yes.
that's what they do. And these people that go to CalArts, they are the sons and the daughters of rich people. CalArts is not cheap, and
No, it's
it's
not.
not
It's
somewhere
so
that you
overpriced.
can. Yeah, it's for preppy girls and preppy boys. You know what preppy is?
Soy boys, preppy soy boys. Be
Yeah,
specific.
basically the rich pussies. Yep,
Mhm.
and they made so that a lot of the hiring is only political because you know what, you have that guy that has, let's say, 3% in shares. That guy deserves that his daughter works in the company.
That's how Sana Amana got her job for
Correct,
Marvel.
correct. But she is the daughter of politicians,
Yeah,
of
she
people
is.
that
And her
work.
brother's a politician, and her cousin's a
Exact.
politician.
There,
And then she has
you
another
get,
brother who's big, who has money in Hollywood. So yeah, her whole family's clicked up.
you understand now what is going, what is happening in these places. They got a lot of these people for money because of obligations with the shareholders, and a lot of these people, not everyone, but some of them, are in logias or in groups like the Masons, Rotary, and such.
Mm-hmm.
I know because
Council
I
for
have been offered to
CFR.
be in Rotary more than once because of
Uh-oh.
my grandfather, and my grandfather told of the Masons because they killed his father.
Oh boy.
He and
Don't want
his
to get any more
brother
whack.
got approached by the Masons to be part of the loggia. They said no, and in front of their faces, they tell them that they would end up like their father.
Oh wow.
They
So,
poisoned my great grandfather in a train coming back to Ecuador because he said no to them. So
holy shit.
yeah,
Since the Masons are literally down the street from where I live, I don't know if I should talk too much about them.
dude,
Literally down the
I
street.
grew with them. I have seen them high as fuck in coke. I have seen someone from the
Company came
U.S.
across.
working for the government of the U.S. with a president of my country getting high on coke on a party of a Mason asshole.
Oh wow. Yeah, as
Yeah,
Islington
so
girl says, that's intense. Very much intense. Yeah.
that is intense, but that's what's happening. It's a power play because they want to be the ones that decide what their children are doing.
Yeah.
This is
That,
not about us. This has never been about us. They don't
yes.
care about
Agreed.
us. We don't exist for them. Their kids need the best job. Their kids need the best life. They need to be whatever they want. They need to be free. This concept of absolute freedom for a small group is something that they truly believe is the right way to doing things, because the elite has gotten where they are because they know what they are doing, or so they think.
Well, so all the Masons are rich people. A lot of them are rich people. Oh, a lot of the reason they've gotten where they
There are
are,
some
there's
poor
a lot of
masons, but the
gatekeeping.
poor masons are for choice. Uh, you can actually be a maester, be the highest rank of the masons, have the blue background on your ring and everything, and be poor. Why? Because you don't need money. You
Mm.
can set, and this happened on someone from my family. Her father was a mason during the 70s. Yep. She was 8 years old, maybe 10 at best. And they wanted her to go to the United States and, go to some stores, go to a couple of plays, go to do some American things. And at that time, Broadway was a big stuff on the United States. So the girl is sent alone, fully alone, to the United States. His father gave her the ring in a golden chain. She gets into the plane, and in the middle of the way to the United States, someone gets to her, asks her, "How's your father?" She says, "Is resting at home." Okay, not worries. From then on, outside of the airport, there was a car that took her wherever she wanted. Everything was paid. She didn't need a cent. She didn't need to say where she was going. Everything was perfect.
Wow.
They here are considered to be moderately rich. But the parent is a maester. So
yes,
they
it's more
don't
about
need
the power
money.
than the wealth. Yeah. Sheesh.
And that's the reality of these guys. They are normal people, but they know so many people, and they have the right symbols, the right keys to open every single door.
Yeah.
So it is not about how you know or how good you are. It's about who you know and what they can make happen for you.
Yeah, that's been a huge thing with my whole life. It's not about what you know; it's who you know. It's pissed me off because I'm not good at connecting people.
And I
It's
was
really kind of
trained
fucked me up. But
by
yeah,
some
we
of these
really.
guys.
So we
Have
should
you
start
ever
an extras
heard
on our show.
of Indigo Childs?
I offhand do not know who that is.
Yeah. Do you know what the Acacia Records are?
You said what records?
Acacia Records.
How do you spell that?
Acacia is a color. Is the knowledge database for humanity, the astral knowledge database for humanity.
I've not heard
And
of it.
Indigo Childs are supposed to get a way to tap into that. So if you are intelligent to a certain point, they will know you exist. They will go to you. They will speak with you. They will give you stuff. If you reject what they give you, you are going to suffer the rest of your life. I did.
Kasich, Navarre. So we already have I guess an Illuminati member showed up. Hey Navarre, appreciate it. Don't
Soup,
kill
man.
us.
Yeah, and
So we can infer KK has some dirt on Hollywood heavies. I've been saying that inference
no,
for a
she
while.
has power on. This is different than knowing something. It's about how many people she knows. If she knows enough people, firing her is losing money, literally.
That
It's
clearly is the
that
case.
simple. She can say, "I don't want this person to work here anymore," and Gina Carano won't work there anymore. Meanwhile, she can say, "I want to, let's say, hire this lady that provided with victims to certain person, and she's doing a show. Why?"
Oh, you're talking about headpiece, Leslie Headpiece,
Headline. Yeah.
former
I didn't want to
assistant
say.
for Harvey Weinstein. Listen, this channel, we don't give
Okay.
a fuck. Fuck it. Former
Well,
assistant to Harvey Weinstein. She helped him
During the time
allegedly.
he was doing the actual heavy stuff with underage girls.
Yes, she supposedly
And
was
she
involved
was
with that.
the one that managed how he did all that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we are clear that in that. So, well, Weinstein was well connected, and knowing Weinstein, even though right now his name is toxic to anything, knowing him means you know a lot of heavy people. You knew the Obamas. The
Yeah.
Obama daughter spent a time with Epstein, not Weinstein,
Yes,
Epstein,
she did.
while she was a kid.
That's
Then
how they
Obama
get
got
down.
big. This
That
is how
a
this
huge
works.
Element, yes, it's indeed how this works. That letting That's why a lot of the stuff in Hollywood. That's why they still celebrate Polanski and Allen because they know that's a lot of it goes on. That's what Drew Barrymore has talked about, and even before he died, Michael Jackson talked a little bit about that type of thing.
I will not be surprised if Caitlyn Kennedy has ties with the Obamas, with the Bidens.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why? Because she moved on Epstein's circles. She knew those people. And she has that power. It's about who you know. All my life, I haven't had any trouble before I fucked up to get a job. Any place I went, with my resume, I got hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dropping bombs from Ecuador, but these are bombs that you should know because this happens every single day, all the time.
Leslie had the ledger, so to speak. You
Yep,
talk about Leslie
did.
Headland, yeah. Yeah, she did.
And you know what? A ex-president from my country is teaching in Harvard, and I'm doing a webpage for him next week.
Oh, wow.
And he hasn't sent anything, and he is a Mason. He is powerful. His name is Jamil Mawad, and he destroyed my country. But then he went after destroying my country when he was being persecuted to be incarcerated for his crimes. He went to the US, became teacher in Harvard, and has taught the people that are currently working on your government how to do this. And you know what happened in Ecuador? We had a miniature reset. The dollarization was a miniature reset. And what's going on in the United States right now follows the exact formula. The last time, Ecuador got the dollar. This time, the dollar is going down. There's a new currency. We have no heard of it, but they are using it already.
Yeah, that is what they're going to do here. They're Brave and the Bold became the X-Files. Not going to lie, enjoying the conversation. What happened in Ecuador? And then she says,
our president decided to mess around. We won a war against Peru. He went to the Paris Treaty to make peace. And in the treaty, he gave away a huge portion of our country.
Oh, jeez.
Nobody knew why. Then he decided to set some tariffs and some shit and spread some rumors. And I was in the party where they decided these rumors will be spread, that our banks were going to close for a time. So everyone wanted their money back. Everyone flocked to the banks to get the money.
In the 30s or the 20s when
this was in the 99, and this happened. The final part was in the 2000s.
Yeah, but that's how they started the bank run. They did the same thing, and it was the same group of people because they've been around for a long time.
They have been
started
doing
the
this.
bank runs and started the depression.
Everyone went to the banks. The banks got almost bankrupt because the banks don't have the money. They have invested that money. So if everyone goes to the bank to get what they are owed, they won't find anything. There's nothing in the bank. The banks are shells. Yeah. So that made impossible to keep the banks open. The banks closed. We had a banking holiday where everything got resetted, and we had to go to the dollar to be alive because from the dollar was four sucres at that time. At the end of that, it went to 25,000 sucres a dollar. I went to a store to buy a Godzilla toy from the Godzilla 98 movie, a baby Godzilla, and it costed 30,000 sucres. I went with $1. At that time, in the news, in the radio, they say the value of the sucre was 31,000 sucres for $1. I got the toy for my $1.
Wow.
It was an expensive ass toy. That
Wow.
happened in 5 days.
Yeah, that is very scary to live through. And that's what we are probably going to live through. They're just computers in the bank, basically. There's nothing there.
Oh, don't get me started because right now a lot of decisions are being taken thanks to Google Jigsaw. They are doing a lot of stupid shit because an AI cannot tell you what people need. They can tell you what people are doing, and Jigsaw right now can tell you the exact layout of your home and your position there within inches.
I did not know that.
Even not having your phone, because your phone
But I'm not
emits
sure.
a frequency that the microphone picks up, but it picks
The
up
Dark Knight told
after
us
it.
this.
Almost every phone right now does that, and your TV, if it's a smart TV after 2017, is doing that too. It's getting a sound layout. They are using sonar, like that's why I was
And
speaking
the
about
Dark Knight
this
taught us this
when
in
we were
2008.
talking about Batman, because it's exactly the same concept. You can see the place. You can see exactly where everything is. You can have a detailed layout. The more microphones and more cameras and more things are around you, the better the feedback is about where you are. So they can have the layout of your building completely with every single person on the building and do tactical decisions about it. This is the power of what Google has been developing. This is not something I participated directly, but we knew what the artificial intelligence was doing with the data we provided. The artificial intelligence flagged content. We, in a cluster of people, decided if the data was valid or not, meaning if the web page should be banned from Google or not, or what ranking should have. That data was given back to the artificial intelligence every 6 months or so. And you had a huge change on the artificial intelligence because if the database grows on the actions it can take, the way it approaches things is different. So there's a book time where the artificial intelligence will do a lot of stupid shit, and it's only the result of it not knowing what is seen on the database. And if that sounds scary, well, guess what? That's what's happening everywhere. Everywhere. In Ecuador, we have exactly the same problem. Because Google is not from the US and only for the US. It's a worldwide company doing operations in China.
A worldwide division of the CIA, to be 100%.
Yeah. Trump actually revealed this in a press conference. Google was working with China to make the current firewall that you are experiencing on the US. They were working in that for China, and Trump stopped them.
Sure did. Now that you mention it, you're right.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, you're right.
Now this project is for the US, and they are using it in the US, and it's exactly the same way everything works in China. So you are getting into enclosed connection.
Yeah, they're modeling everything they do after China. Everything. And China, let's to be 100,000% honest, if we want to go there, since we already going there, the globalists have picked China as the world power over us, and that
Yep.
this is the system, this is the transitional period over China becoming the number one and us not being, as far as the West or the USA, the Anglo, European, as far as England and USA combination. They're done with that, and China is going to be the number one, and so
And
everything
having
they've done is that
heroes, having
transition.
all that we had, was against what they want. A society with any kind of mythology is a society that has strength within. To mold a society, you need it to be weak.
Yeah,
And I have heard this all my life. To make a society work, the strongest link must be the leader.
Yeah,
If the
that's why.
leader can't be strong enough, you take down the society.
That's why they've been attacking family. Like they destroyed the family
Correct.
completely. From a cultural standpoint, it took the idea of you meeting someone, marrying them, having kids, being able to take care of those kids, and staying together for the entirety of your life seems comical almost. But that was
Dude,
the
I
way
was
that,
into polyamory. I grew with these people. I was into polyamory.
okay.
I really thought that would work. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
No, it can't. And I've seen some of the polyamorous. There was a couple of polyamorous. Well, not couple. It was one woman, I think 4 guys, and then one of the guys was abusing a child. I mean, it can get
Oh,
really
fuck.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a story. The reason it became noticed because it was this couple or this relationship situation, and the media made a big deal about it when the girl got pregnant, and they were so celebrating this new relationship, this new type of relationship. Then she
Oh,
has the
fuck.
kid, and only the people who made fun of it in the first place followed up to figure out that their abuse had actually taken place later on when the kids actually had. So yeah, people get jealous. That is just life. Biden is not Biden, Harris. They're not. They're just the globalists run everything, man.
He's half
Oh.
there, half he's not. He has some truly horrible age mental issues.
Yeah, that's obvious to a lot of people. They the fact that they've been able to cover it up is what the media's
One of
done is
They
completely.
one
haven't
of the
been able
things
to
I have
cover it up. They haven't.
Oh, yeah.
They just turn a blind eye to it. They don't cover
Yeah.
it up at all.
Yeah,
it's out
that's
there
probably
on
better.
display.
Accurate.
It's out there on display for everyone to fucking see. This guy's mental condition, and the media just wants to fucking prop him up on a pedestal and be like, "No, he's good, everybody."
This is
They're
Chinese.
like they're like
media,
dust
North
him off,
Korean
dust off his fucking jacket, and be like, "No, here he is, everybody."
I work with people with Parkinson
Harris
and
thing.
with Alzheimer because I grow weed and I do some weed derivates for that and for treatment of one of my illnesses.
Mhm.
So I know the signs of someone with brain deterioration. The way he moves, the way he speaks, the way he walks, the posture he has. He has senile dementia.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Pablo, you've been cooking the end of this podcast, and I hate to cut it off at all. But one thing I will say, and somebody suggested that we need to do a podcast. I wouldn't mind doing an exozone type podcast with you because you have a lot of
I'm after
information,
that.
whatever you're willing to reveal. So if you have a time, unfortunately, I my schedule the next 6-7 weeks are going to be pretty busy.
I
But
think
after
I'm
that,
doing with Jet 12 something tomorrow about Exosony. But
Mhm.
after when you get free time, yeah, let's do some proper Exosony stuff. Being it's boring having to know all of this shit. And every time I try to speak with someone, they think I'm fucking bananas.
really,
And when
see,
I
here's the
give
thing.
proof of this shit, they go ape shit about me, not about the world. It's like they don't want to see what fucking is.
Oh man, the past. It all started with me. I had a barber, and he said, "Who do you?" He asked a simple question: "Who do you think really rules the world?" And that set me on a goddamn.
You take
I
the
wish you never
blindfold
asked
a
me that
bit
question.
off, and the rest of your life you will keep seeing everything that is going behind it.
Absolutely. And now it's so funny. A few years ago, I thought a lot of this stuff was so crazy. Like, what were they going to do about the child? With all the children, how they want the children was to see it like that. And then Cuties comes out. Like,
The
oh, they can
the
do a
children
lot
in
of
the cages, the Biden cages,
Yeah. The
yeah,
Biden Obama cages.
they don't really get to have proper documentation for being there. So a lot
Exactly.
of them, and mainly female, get lost into the system. You know
Not just
where I'm
female,
going.
though.
That's
Not just female though. I know what you're going. Unfortunately,
yeah,
because
that's a way
both.
they use, and actually a lot of children are sent from Ecuador. They are kidnapped and sent from Ecuador for these people.
Wow, I'm not shocked about that because I have heard about kids being kidnapped for
Yeah.
these people. I didn't know Ecuador, but I knew that was South
A lot
America.
of countries, a
so I'm
lot
not shocked.
of countries they think are poor. They use them as farms for kids
Yeah, and honestly,
because
they also
parents
do that in
die,
poor
kids
areas
get
here.
into the system.
I don't know if you ever heard. There was a story, and it's been covered up. But in D.C., there was so many girls missing in Washington
Yeah.
D.C. because it's a poor area, but it's also right next to a lot of these creeps. And the
Exactly.
same thing, they do this in any poor area on Earth. They a lot of kids are not safe. Unfortunately, it
And
is
they
sad.
are not racist on that. They like the
They
African
like
girls. They like their Chinese girls. We know where Biden Jr. buys his
absolutely.
girl toys. We have seen him
So
doing exactly that, paying for a child.
yeah, yeah. And I would love to talk. We could talk all day about this, but I do have to. I want to end because I want to have some
Yeah,
sort of
sorry,
break
man.
between Clash of Spring. I appreciate you showing up, and I appreciate ending on like I'm probably gonna, if you don't mind, clip some of this stuff out because there's
sure.
a
Go ahead.
lot of really cool stuff and a lot of really. I think this is I have a huge interest in this sort of the stuff. When people talk exozone, I'm less concerned with the aliens. I'm more concerned with what a lot of these shady organizations and groups and I say globalists. You can call them whatever you want, but it's a network. It's a society. I don't know. I say beneath us, but they think they're above us. It's an entire society running behind the scenes, and that society it interests me because I think they're starting to have the eyes wide shut parties with the doors open now.
You have seen them. If you have ever seen a couple of guys that meet in, let's say, a big mall or a supermarket,
Yeah.
and you see them,
I met one.
they don't have any kind of thing on their hands. They are free, and you see them salute with the left hand.
Yep, I seen them. Listen, I met with one. I was going for. I talked about trying for a tech job. It was a black guy too. And I was trying for a tech job, and this one guy, he was a upstart, and he had a place, he had a company or whatever, and he met with me. We met at like a restaurant, and it was just him there. We were just talking, and then I noticed it's just another guy, some other guy who I didn't pay any attention to. He's just there, and then he interacts with the guy I'm talking to, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
They were already looking up whatever you have said, whatever you have done.
It freaked me out because I was researching this type of stuff, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
I have seen worse things, and trust me, one day
they didn't
if you
fuck
have
with me
time,
though. They didn't fuck with me, but they were definitely, I was talking to them about a position, and I didn't pursue it much more after that.
I got fucked by some people there, but no by them directly. I got with a rich girl in bed and got her impregnated, and I have a son from a girl that actually was going to go to CalArts and Disney.
Really?
Yep. So I have seen what they can do, and it's not fun. It's not fucking fun.
No, and it's fucked up. Real quick, there are many systems in the Western world. The entire West is collapsing right now. Canada, U.S., Europe, everything. The entire Five Eyes network is imploding on itself.
The system is collapsing. We are not.
Agreed.
We as people, we have find each other through the internet or through whatever means, and we are not collapsing. We are trying to build something. And trust me, that will pan out in the end. Don't despair.
Yeah, we're building something. This movement, this whole Fandom Minutes extended movement is building something. I think the next wave of creativity is going to probably come through us or people like us.
Is humanity being humanity?
Yeah. I said this before. The human condition has overcome so much throughout history. So this is really not that bad comparatively. Like we talk about the history of humanity.
Yeah.
This isn't even in the top 10 worst things.
Yeah, but I don't like being a slave. I never
Me
liked being a slave, and I have tasted freedom. I will have my freedom in the end, and I will
Oh
give
yeah,
that freedom to my son.
absolutely. You need to, and we have to fight for that freedom. And freedom is important. That's why I didn't want to censor you for what you say on this channel. This channel is supposed to be freedom. Freedom of speech is so necessary. I don't like
Thank
having
you
to play
very
their
much.
fucking
Even in
game.
my channel, I try to not to speak too much,
Understood.
and
Understood. And I understand
I
that.
want people to know this, man. I want people to know what's going on because you know what? When they know, they can take care of this rather quickly. We cannot defeat Disney. We as
No,
people cannot defeat Disney. But if everybody else doesn't even care about Disney, there's nothing to defeat. Disney is dead. If we
exactly.
want to kill Disney, we don't do it by attacking Disney. We maybe we need to take the head, and after that, we need to just let them
Hey,
go.
in a world full of trolls, apathy is power.
Yep,
Because if you
exactly.
don't care, they have nothing to bargain with, nothing to reason with, nothing to hold over you because you don't care anymore.
Their chips is the knowledge they have about you and your family.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't matters to you, they have nothing.
Yeah. And my brother is in the military, so I mean they already knew everything about us when that happened.
Oh yeah.
So that's neither here nor there. And then I have a grandfather. I mean my grandfather may or may not be a Mason, but that's neither here nor there.
One day we have to speak about grandfathers. I have great stories
Grandfathers are
about mine.
interesting as hell, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're interesting because they just you're like, wait a sec, you know a little bit more, don't you? But I this has been an eventful podcast. Shout out to Slasher who showed up twice. Fenrir, Jake D, Mando Merc. Oh my god, who am I forgetting? Ironcaster. There's somebody who I'm obviously forgetting because I blame my head, not my heart. Everybody who showed
Nick
up.
Weiser.
Nick Weiser, yeah, he showed up in the chat. I'm trying to think who else showed up in the panel. There's a panelist I'm
Okay.
forgetting about. All right, guys, Zillionaire, Islington Girl, Sentient Dildo, Henry Sherman, I think was here for a little bit. Everybody who showed up to this stream and the earlier stream, I appreciate all of you. Too many names to mention. But we will be on Slasher McSplitter channel in about an hour or so. I have to take a break in between and try to get something to eat. For Pablo, for Slasher McSplitter, I'm Vigilante Williamson. This has been The Brave and the Bold. This has been a very fun podcast. So if you haven't liked the video already, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do that. If you're coming after the fact and you feel some type of way about something that we said, let us know in the comments below. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and God bless. Peace.